News. That's JimmyBears.com.
Every day, you breathe in thousands of microscopic germs, allergens, and viruses. Don't let these invisible invaders make breathing through your nose impossible. Flush them out with Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril around the back of the nose and out the other nostril, helping flush out all the nasty things that make you miserable. Nearly 4 million people use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. People like Cindy, a verified Navage user who writes, "I've had such awful nasal congestion for the last couple of years. I bought Navage and OMG, I can breathe again. I love this thing. Goodbye, Neti Pot. Hello, Navage." End quote. If you suffer from sinus congestion, allergies, or snoring, then Navage is the safe, drug-free solution you've been looking for. Navage is at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and Navage.com. Navage. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance abuse crisis, 988 provides 24/7 compassionate support and connection to trained counselors. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. The Lifeline works. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, just call, text, or chat 988.
Ow. Okay, it's all right. Let's just start over. And one, and oh.
Ballroom dancing is a lot like saving for retirement.
Okay, class. Switch up partners.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's way easier with someone who knows the right moves. With Fairwinds Credit Union as your dance partner, you can glide into financial freedom by saving more and planning for your future. Visit fairwinds.org/together and become a member today. Fairwinds. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
When I'm on the move, there's only one move that works for me. So I'm going to Checkers. Slide me that $2.49 chicken bites and fries box. No matter where I go, I'm going to enjoy the crispy, juicy, perfectly seasoned all-white meat chicken bites. Plus a load of Checkers' famous seasoned fries, all for just $2.49. That's right, this box is always coming in clutch. Checkers is boxing up deals like you've never seen before. Whether I'm running on empty or stepping on the gas, I'm taking one for the road with Checkers. Get it delivered now.
Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade. Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Friday, September 29th, 2023. Lots to get to today. From hell yeah, it's the weekend, to a major lawsuit over a painful wedgie, and Netflix ships out the last DVD ever, plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Top of the morning to ya.
Hello, C-Lane.
What up?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show live on YouTube or twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. And this never, ever happens. We got a last-minute message, folks. I swear to you, we do. It's from Sabrina's Garage Dentist. Okay. Let's see what they say. Here we go.
Have a great Friday, you mother.
We did it, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
We made our way through a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday has arrived. Pat yourself on the back. Yeah. You done it, folks. We're going to have some fun on a Friday. How are you guys doing?
Yahoo!
Not bad.
I am full adrenaline right now.
Wow, what happened?
I just officially, booked my trip to Ireland.
Oh, yeah?
And now I am $1,800 in debt, baby.
Ooh.
That's only slightly more than I'm about to drop on a laptop.
All right.
What,
Oh, no.
what are you guys doing today? Both of you going for broke out
Well,
there.
today's payday, so
Just go for it.
get
Your
rid
old
of all of it.
laptop never came through, huh?
It's at a second store that said that
It's helpless.
They're going to
Oh, no.
run diagnostics on it, and they might replace the battery if they feel the need to, and that'll be $300. And I said, why don't you contact me before you do that? Because I'm pretty sure by now I'm just going to buy a new one.
C-Lane's laptop is like when Kenny died on South Park, and they said, good news, Kenny, you're alive. The bad news is we replaced your heart with a baked potato, and Kenny dies immediately after.
It never gets any easier.
That's about where we're at today. What are you going to be doing in Ireland? That sounds fun.
So my sisters and my mom were already planning that because of a wedding. And then my sisters are turning 30 tomorrow, actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
So they planned a little Europe trip. Then they're going to meet together for the wedding. My mom's like, please come. And I've been putting this off for a month. I talked to you guys about it about 2 weeks ago, but I couldn't land on. I wanted to find the best deal ever. And now it was too late. I feel like I got a decent deal. But let me tell you, looking at the amount of time these flights are, there's
I
one
was
of
just
them.
going to say, are you ready for these flights?
No,
Woo!
I'm going to need a Zanny real quick. It's like
What time are you flying out? When do you leave?
I leave on a Friday at 4:30, and then I go to Boston, I think, for like an hour. Then from there, it's a 10-hour flight, which will be the longest flight I've ever had in my life.
It's a long one. You know what you need to do? Like, this is what worked for me. All right, you do what you want to do, but I'm saying this is what worked for me. When I flew over to Europe, I did a thing where it was a 7.5-hour flight. And so I made a little like schedule in my head, and every hour I had something for me to do.
Oh, okay.
So that it like broke it up, and it was like, okay, I did that thing for that hour. Okay, did this thing, like just little things to break it up. Because once you land, you're like, oh, this is so exciting, and I get to experience all this cool stuff. But the flight is it's a long time.
It's going to be a thing. And so I'm there for about a week, and then I've never been to Europe. So I was supposed to be in Europe for a month before we started the show. Like, I found out that the show was I was getting a job and starting my career, and I canceled my entire Europe trip. So this is going to be my first time in Europe ever.
Yeah,
and
you know
I'm
what the
so
weirdest
scared.
thing is? The weirdest thing was for me going through customs, I was like, oh, this is going to be a whole thing. And at least in England, when you go through customs, there's not even a person there.
What do you mean?
You just go into this, you go into this
robo
room.
customs?
Yeah, and you put your passport down on a thing, and it scans it, and then it scans your face, and then just opens a gate, and you go through.
That's weird.
The self-checkout of customs?
Yes, it was very, very strange.
That's got to be new, because I definitely had some friends, people that the two of you have met, that went to play, their band went to play in England. And
Damn, big band.
They were trying to be a big band, but when they got there, they had like a suitcase full of merchandise, and they weren't supposed to have it, and it had price tags on it, so they couldn't say that it was for giveaway. It was like, they're definitely selling this, and they didn't have the right visa to come over and sell stuff.
This is giving me anxiety for some reason.
So
I
don't
know
bring
why.
merch. Do not bring any merch with you.
No merch, no price tags, because all of them but one got deported.
Oh my God! And that's why their band never got famous. Holy cow! That's the moment that did them in.
Just because of one guy.
Oh man! All right, let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening to this great big wide world of ours, and we go to a news report where they were talking about a lottery winner, but the woman who was reporting this had a little slip of the tongue. Here she goes.
Jacksonville man just won $1 million jackpot. Off where he bought the winning ticket. That's ahead.
Look at the other guy. Watch the other guy's reaction to this. He looks at her when she says that instead of jackpot. He looks at her and then he's like, "Oh."
Jacksonville man just won $1 million jackpot from a scratch off.
His eyes are so wide.
Yeah, don't break character, please. Stay with it. Oh boy,
that's so funny.
She should have stuck with it and just continued to say from a scratch pot, and then just acted like nothing happened. Man, You know how rich I would be.
Real rich.
So rich.
If you got money every time that happened,
You played the lotto how many times this morning?
$1 million.
You'd have all the laptops, all the trips to Ireland. You'd be just stacking cash over there if that was the case, huh? Meanwhile, we learned today some sad news, but I guess expected news that Senator Dianne Feinstein has died at the age of 90.
Oh, my God.
Whoa.
Oh, my God.
What was
Is
that?
Curb was still playing, and I just put up the pod. That was my bad,
This
everybody.
wasn't celebration still.
Yeah, there she goes. Dianne Feinstein. Big surprise that we have politicians that are 1 billion years old.
Yeah.
They end up dying in office.
She died last night and voted early yesterday morning.
Yes, she did. That's absolutely
That's
true.
weird.
Yeah, she placed a
I
vote
made that up. Are you
yesterday.
serious?
No, she absolutely did.
Damn it.
Yeah, that is 100%
That is
true.
insane.
She voted on something yesterday in Congress and then
Then
died
went home and
later
died.
on. Yep, absolutely. That really happened. They said U.S. Senator Dianne Feinstein of California, a Democrat who was elected to Senate in 1992 in the year of the woman
I was
who
2.
broke gender barriers throughout her long career in local and national politics, has died. She was 90 years old. Here was the breaking news.
We have breaking news. Democratic
Oh, yeah.
Senator Dianne Feinstein of California has passed away. She was the oldest sitting member of Congress, serving 30 years in the United States Senate. Feinstein is held by many for her historic firsts. She was the first woman to chair the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence.
It's almost like they had this ready to go.
Yeah,
You
what?
don't say.
It's almost like they had this package ready to go.
What did she die of?
She, let me see if it says in particular. The story I have doesn't actually say. It just said she died. She's 90 years old.
It's just
I
so
don't know.
interesting because all I saw on the news this morning was Jimmy Carter's birthday.
Uh-huh.
99, and it's going to be a big celebration. And if you want to use this hashtag, then they're going to send him your birthday message. And then all of a sudden, she croaks. We were
Yeah.
just talking about her and Mitch McConnell and how they were in session and still
Yeah.
voting on everything.
How old is Glitch McConnell? Is he almost 92? He's got to be pretty close, 80 something, right? I mean, he's up there. Trust me, they have a package just like this ready for Mitch McConnell.
81.
81 years old. Okay, so I mean, he's still up there.
If they didn't have a package ready for Mitch McConnell, they got somebody on that job when he started freezing.
Right, that's
When he-
usually an
when he-
indicator.
When he started blue screen of deathing on the stand there.
Look
Even
around,
though
everybody
afterwards-
on mute.
Afterwards, they assured us that it was okay. No problems. Doctor clears him. He's good to go. Somebody said she died of old AF, old age. Yeah, they didn't say it in a lot of these
Later,
stories.
the first woman to serve as a top Democrat on the Senate Judiciary Committee. She was the first woman president of the San Francisco Board of Supervisors, the first woman mayor of San Francisco.
Damn, a lot of
and
firsts.
The first woman elected senator
Good for
of
her,
California.
You know what? That is a lot of firsts to be racking up as a person. It's just 90 years old is it's quite old, and people do die at that age. And I don't know, maybe we should realize this with our politicians at some point in time.
Say what?
We'll see if that happens. Probably not. It's the last day, and the last DVD is going out from Netflix today. Yep, we talked about this coming up. They started mailing DVDs out to people just like you and me in 1998. The first movie shipped out was what?
Beetlejuice.
Yes, it was. You've
Guess
seen
I
the
had
story.
that story for the next episode.
I was going to say nobody's going to get this, but there we go.
I was about to ask
Beetlejuice.
you guys what that was.
Beetlejuice was the first movie they ever sent out, and the whole thing was no due dates, no late fees, no monthly rental limits, blah, blah, blah. It exploded in popularity. It was a huge disruptor in the video business. Let's be real and let's be honest here. Netflix killed Blockbuster.
Yes, they
And
did.
it's at one point in time, I think a lot of people thought, you can't kill Blockbuster. Blockbuster was everything, man. Blockbuster was like part of my childhood.
Yeah, but do you think that Netflix killed Blockbuster more with their, like mail order DVD system or the streaming?
Both.
The mail order DVD, though.
See, I wouldn't think that because I want stuff like now. So if I was the kind of person who, if I got on Netflix and they're like, okay.
But Blockbuster was dwindling before the actual on-demand thing really got to be a big deal. They were already fading out, and, it came down to
I'm just saying that if like, on a Friday night, wasn't going to do anything, was going to stay home and watch a movie, I want to go to Blockbuster and get that movie right now. Go to, what's the one that... That like
Hollywood Video?
One of the churches owns. No, those little kiosks.
Oh, Red Box?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Red Box. I want it now. I got Veruca Salt syndrome.
Then there's still a little bit of a market for that, I guess, because some Red Box still exists. There's one around the corner from my house right now.
Or you have to use like that weird red sheet over your head for some reason.
Yeah, the whole process used to be so interesting. And like as a little kid, we would go into Blockbuster and you would go like look at all the movies on display, and it was fun. And now it's just that's all gone. And
that's one of the problems with Redbox is they have to put that thing there because so many of them are like directly in sunlight, and the sun just bears down on those screens and destroys them.
So they
Go ahead.
There was some subscribers. There's 20 million subscribers for the DVD service originally, and they say some of them are going to receive 10 DVDs as a parting gift.
Oh. Yeah, they want to get rid of all the DVDs. They're like saying the last one you get to keep, and they don't know what the hell to do with all these DVDs that they have.
I still have mine. I still have a whole case of DVDs.
I mean, there's still some people who have them, and there'll always be some sort of marketplace for it, but I don't know how they're going to handle all of those right now. We'll see what they do, and we'll see what the last one shipped out is. Maybe they purposely make it Beetlejuice somehow to just round things out. But when we come back, we'll get to you. Your dispatches are piling up, and a woman had a very, very painful wedgie that has led to a lawsuit somehow, some way. Let's dive deep into that wedgie when we come back. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
What's more exciting than a brand new iPhone with a dozen cameras? How about Real Radio on your iPhone? Just tell Siri to play Real Radio 104.1.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your weekend is off to a great start on this Friday. And right now, on the major highways and roads of Orlando, a pretty clear traffic flow. Of course, your usual delay eastbound on I-4 approaching State Road 535. No issues westbound, however. We're incident-free east and westbound on the 408 as well. North and south of the Turnpike is incident-free too, and no issues reported on the Greenway at this time. So thankfully, overall, a pretty smooth ride. Our Safe Touch Security traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa has pizza. Wawa has pizza, and it's freshly made. Wawa has pizza until 3 a.m. Brought to you by Wawa, who now has pizza starting at 4 p.m. Wawa has pizza. Gotta have a Wawa.
The annoying runny nose, the constant sneezing, the itchiness, and battle just to catch your breath. If you suffer from seasonal allergies, sinusitis, or nagging sinus congestion, there's a natural, easy-to-use solution that can help provide fast, drug-free relief. It's called Navage, and it uses powered suction to rinse your nasal passages in seconds. Millions of people use Navage daily to help provide relief from seasonal allergies and sinus congestion. Medications treat the symptoms, but Navage treats the problem at the source, flushing out the allergens and pollen trapped in your nose. Navage also helps wash out airborne bacteria, dust, dirt, and viruses quickly and painlessly so you can get back to breathing clearly again. Say goodbye to sinus suffering and hello to better breathing with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go, shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
Call Extreme Air and Electric. When you're in need, call the Extreme team.
Visit Extreme Air online today at extremeairandelectrical.com for special financing available on new home comfort systems. That's your hometown Train experts online at extremeairandelectric.com today. License EAC 1817433.
Call Extreme for your air and electric. When you're in need, call the Extreme team.
Do you have an idea for an invention or new product and don't know what to do next? Inventors, InventHelp can help you get started with your idea. Call 1-800-INVENTION or go to inventhelp.com to get your free inventor's information. They can help you try to patent your idea and submit it to companies. Get started with your idea today at inventhelp.com. InventHelp is the leading invention service company. With offices nationwide, they've been helping inventors since 1984. Inventors receive more than 10,000 patents through their patent referral services. Don't wait to get started with your idea. For free information, contact your friends at InventHelp. Go to inventhelp.com or call 1-800-INVENTION. That's inventhelp.com or call 1-800-INVENTION. They help everyday inventors just like you. Additional services include invention websites, prototype models, technical drawings, and more. They keep your idea confidential and explain every step of their invention services. Remember, that's inventhelp.com. InventHelp.com.
Riding season is here. Orlando Harley-Davidson has an action-packed events calendar and the largest new and pre-owned inventory in the state of Florida. From the highly sought-after ST lineup to the 2023 CVOs. Orlando Harley-Davidson has a huge selection of both new and used motorcycles. Make Orlando Harley-Davidson part of your Biketoberfest plans and join the fun at Hogtoberfest. Hogtoberfest coming October 19th through 22nd at Orlando Harley-Davidson. Visit OrlandoHarley.com for the full list of motorcycle inventory and event details.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE, Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
Hey, you want to get a Big Green Egg? The best place to go by far is Wassie's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up the Big Green Egg for you, and they make it so easy. Follow them on Instagram. It's Wassie's Meat Market, or just go to their website, wassiesmeatmarket.com, to get your Big Green Egg today.
When the going gets tough, Ram trucks keep you going. Hurry in for great deals during Ram Power Days. Ram, built to serve. Now during Ram Power Days, current owners or lessees get $8,980 in total values on the 2023 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab. Don't miss this great offer. See your local Ram dealer today. Total values include combined cash allowance and $2,980 Bighorn Level B package value. Current vehicle must be registered at least 30 days prior to purchase. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 10/2/23.
Why is iHeartRadio the #1 streaming radio app? Free music.
Free live radio stations from all over the country.
Free podcasts.
Free playlists.
Free contests. Free artist radio stations.
Commercial-free stations. It's free. I love iHeartRadio. Join the millions of music, radio, and podcast fans on the #1 streaming radio app now.
iHeartRadio.
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 Free never sounded so good.
No payments until 2024 with approved credit. Visit nationstrucks.com right now.
Oh, this sounds painful. My God, a woman is actually suing a water park over getting the most painful wedgie in the world, believe it or not.
This is one of the most bizarre and kind of funniest stories I have seen in a long time.
It's really strange. It truly is. And I think we can all kind of empathize in some way because there's not one among us who hasn't had some sort of wedgie at some point in time, I don't think.
And I think with the details you're about to share, women will also empathize.
Yeah, is a wedgie worse for a woman or for a man? Which one gets it worse with a wedgie?
See, they're calling it a wedgie, but from what I understand, it was actually damage to her. Vagina.
Oh, really? My good God. Well, this woman has filed a lawsuit against Walt Disney Parks and Resorts. She claims she suffered serious injuries through a painful wedgie at Typhoon Lagoon a couple of years ago. She said she was there for her 30th birthday, and she was riding the Humunga Cowabunga.
Exactly. Funny part one.
Which is a Back to the Beach reference for those of you who don't know 80s movies. It's a large, high-speed water slide featuring a near-vertical 5-story drop. Have you guys ever been on one of those slides where the water slide is like straight down?
Yes.
Oh, really? I've never been on one of those.
Really?
Yeah, never.
Why?
I don't know. I've been to water parks with them.
Is it because you're a little bitch?
Oh,
it might be that. It's like 97% because I'm a little bitch, but 3% because I don't want to get the painful wedgie that this lady got, I think.
We had, Watermania had the Screamer. That was like the straight down water slide. And that took me a little time to go down because I was very young when we started going there. And then Wet and Wild had either the Der Stuka, which was like just the slide that went down like that, or you could ride the Bombay, which was a giant like rocket-shaped room that you went in, and it like moved itself over the top of the slide, and then it was up to the lifeguard to hit the button and drop the floor from beneath you.
Oh, so you've done one of those?
Yeah.
That's the new thing. The new thing is you get into this little capsule, and then they drop the floor out from under you.
That's not a new thing, man. They had that at Wet n Wild in like the 80s or 90s.
That I've never been on one of those. I haven't been on any of the ones that go straight down, and maybe I'm in the right on this because it says, as instructed at the top of the slide, she got in while crossing her legs at her ankles. She was slammed downward against the slide while riding down. According to the court filings, the impacts of the slide caused her swimsuit to be painfully forced between her legs and water to be violently forced inside of her.
Nightmare.
They say.
Nightmare.
So that sounds bad. They said she immediately suffered severe internal pain and she was taken to a hospital. So this isn't just like, some silly thing. Like she had to be taken to the hospital. She was treated by a specialist for her injuries right there. She had severe lacerations, damage to her internal organs, a hernia, and more.
God, dude, that's so bad. And I think the main part of her lawsuit is like, yeah, they tell you to cross your legs, and then I think they have either fine print or if a lifeguard tells you, like, maybe you should bring shorts for this one.
Oh, really?
But her biggest point is, like, warn other women that this is not great for you if you are, a carrier of vagina.
Yeah, if you're a woman on a slide and it's dropping down like this, I had no idea that the damage could be that bad. That's not a joke. That's a lot of stuff that happened to her.
What's the slide called again?
The Humunga Cowabunga is the slide. And the woman, here's the most surprising sentence in this whole piece. The woman is seeking compensation for damages over $50,000. Well, I hope it's a lot more than $50,000.
Same.
Jesus, they, flooded your vagina with a pool full of water and busted everything out of there. I think you deserve a little bit more than that, I would say. My God. I didn't know that was that bad. And I never thought about this, but I guess, ladies, you really do have it worse for some sort of wedgie that you might get. Or more than a wedgie.
And everything that's headed up there, especially at that rate. I can't imagine the pain that she was in to have to go to the hospital and have organ damage to it. It must have hurt so bad.
This is a weird question because I've seen this in movies before, but I don't know if it's true or not. If a woman is kicked in the crotch, obviously you have the pain of the kick, but is there any sort of similarity to what a man feels when you get kicked in the crotch?
How would anybody know that?
Nobody's had both experiences.
It certainly can hurt. Like, I remember when I was a kid, I was riding a bike, but it was like the man's bike where the bar is where it's at.
Yeah,
versus
it
like a
doesn't- it
woman's
doesn't, like,
bike is
dip
slanted.
down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And upon falling, very painful. Very,
Mm-hmm.
very painful. Now, I don't think it's the same as a kick to male genitals.
Oh man, one well placed hit to the berries, and you get like a pregnant pause before just a huge barrage of pains.
Yeah.
The only thing that I've heard that's compared to it is like severe menstrual cramps.
Yeah, probably. Like it's just
It's
like
for days.
It's that central pain right in your body that just drops
It
you.
makes you sweat.
And C-Lane's right. You get like a 1, 2, 3 Mississippi, and then all of a sudden just a wave of pain over you where you realize, oh, that whatever just happened there was not good for me. So I hope she is victorious in this case. That sounds like a bad time right there. Meanwhile, there's a city in Florida where people are dumping and abandoning their pet bunnies in droves. And it's really weird because I guess it just happened to be that there was a couple news stories about this area having bunnies everywhere, and people were like, oh, how adorable. And then people who saw the story who wanted to ditch their own bunnies would go out to this place called Port St. John, Florida.
Oh, Bunny Island.
And they would go out there. They said Space Coast Bunnies is a group that's trying to help them out and trying to find houses for these bunnies, but they're running out of space. There's rabbits absolutely everywhere. Some of them are in bad shape. They say Blueberry the bunny has a broken back. Bun Bun only has 3 legs, for God's sake. The rabbits at the foster homes were all abandoned and dumped in this area. And people keep doing this over and over. And then you know what happens with rabbits, right? You know, you got rabbits out there. They reproduce very, very quickly.
Yeah, like rabbits.
Can we do like
They do.
a trap and release, though, and just make it a bunny island?
It sounds adorable to me.
I love
Do
the
bunnies do
idea.
anything bad? Like, what's a bunny going to do bad if they're in a neighborhood like that?
I mean, unless they have like a garden of some sort, they might tear that apart. But beyond that, I think that they're pretty gentle creatures.
They seem sweet, but then again, so might peacocks from a distance. But I know the experience with peacocks, and I want to murder every single one of them.
Oh man, I don't know if you would feel the same way, because on the way to work today, there was a peacock crossing the road with a baby peacock.
Oh, we got baby peacocks in the neighborhood.
Baby peacocks are so cute.
Still want to squash them. Every single one of them.
All right.
And then
All
every
these
once in a
peacocks.
while, my neighborhood ducks will be crossing the street with ducklings, and that's like the most adorable thing.
There was a car the other day, it was like 3 or 4 blocks away from me, and the peacocks were crossing the road with their babies, and the car stopped because the peacocks don't give a damn. They will cross the road whenever they want to cross the road. And the peacock, like, I swear to God, stopped in place and, like, swung its head around and mean mugged the guy in the vehicle who had stopped for them. It was like, you're going to wait. You're going to do this. And then proceeded to just go with the little baby peacocks that grow up so fast. It's insane. I've seen this in my neighborhood. All of them, though, I mean, I wouldn't mind if just a little bit of blood spilled in the peacock world.
You're so messed up for saying that.
The bunnies, though, I don't know. I guess they say they create a nuisance in the neighborhood. They say property damage. They attract
your
predators.
shrubs are a little chewed up. Get over it.
They attract predators like coyotes and bobcats because I guess they want to kill them. Then you have residents that are upset, so why not do something about it while you can? They keep abandoning their rabbits in this area. Actually, I think this was on Fox 35 yesterday, perhaps. Let me see what they say. I want to see some of the visuals here. Oh,
Nice
look at the
whoosh.
bunny.
Underway in Brevard County. Pet bunnies are being dumped really
Stop it,
all
they're
over the
kissing.
county.
And rescuers
They're so
are taking them
adorable.
in. As Fox 35's Esther Bauer reports, these rabbits should not be in the wild.
Yeah, I've heard from people, and I have zero experience with this, so don't come at me. I'm just telling you what I've heard anecdotally. I've heard from people who own bunnies that they are really not good pets.
They're not. No, they suck.
Okay.
They're terrible.
TikTok accounts that I follow would say different.
Why are they bad pets, Celine? What do they do?
They're not as cuddly as they look. Like, yeah, they're very cute, but if you hold one in your lap, it doesn't want to be there. It wiggles out or it gnaws on you.
Okay, the same
It
could be
gnaws-
said for a dog or cat.
No.
Could it not?
No.
Yeah, I can't. I don't cuddle with Celine. Celine is of feral blood, and she is not a cuddler.
But does she?
Junkie Cat's the same.
But does she like bite everything?
Playfully,
Hmm.
sometimes.
The bunny chews everything it comes into contact with. It's just
My
a
grandpa
constant chewer. Chews
had a
everything it
bunny.
comes in contact with?
You know, he had no teeth. It wouldn't have hurt. But my grandpa was heartless. He was,
okay.
He was a man who viewed animals in a very different way than I do. And to him, an animal was about either just eating it, or he had his dogs, his beagles that he had.
Oh, the beagles, man.
They were just for hunting. Like, he didn't go and pet the dogs or anything like that. They were just hunting dogs.
That's sad.
And so this bunny that my grandpa had lived the most miserable bunny life you ever could live. He had attached to this little like outhouse thing that he had in the backyard, there was a wooden box, and the wooden box had a top on it and then a latch and a lock, and then like two little holes, one on either side of this box that was on the side of this little outhouse. And I was like, what's in that? And my dad's like, oh, come here. And my dad unlocks the lock, flips the latch open, and opens it up, and I see there's a bunny in there. And even as a little kid, I was like, that's how that bunny lives its whole life? It's like
sad.
It's like Guantanamo Bay. Like, it's in the dark, and this thing is like nobody's playing with it. Nobody's giving it any attention. Somebody once a day opens it up, throws a little rabbit food in there, and shuts the thing.
And then you wonder why they don't cuddle.
Right, that one ain't gonna cuddle anybody. He's been abused its whole life.
It reminds
Good God.
me of that footage that went viral a couple months ago of the the monkey chimpanzee that was seeing sunlight for the first time, and it was the most beautiful thing. It's like, I mean, animals may not be humans, but they still got a little bit of feelings when you see videos like that. When you see a bunny for the first time being let out of a cage,
yeah, that's terrible. He was
then swooped up by a hawk.
Not a good pet owner, my grandpa. Did not do that thing justice. Let's see what else they say here.
This is just one foster home here in Brevard County.
Oh my God, there's rabbits everywhere.
Of bunnies who desperately need a new home. This issue is intensifying, and rescuers say the county needs to step in now before too many pet bunnies invade the neighborhood. Blueberry has has only 3
Blueberry is like dragging his legs behind him, and he's got some broken stuff in there for sure.
Yeah.
It's not going well for Blueberry.
But Blueberry should get a little the wheelchair that they have.
I like these things. I mean, I hope somebody helps them out. It's not going to be me, unfortunately.
Blueberry needs a mercy kill.
T-Lane, you're on one today, dude. What is your deal?
Put Blueberry in Grandpa's box. It just toss him in there.
What did a bunny do to hurt you?
It's over
a terrible pet.
Let's go back.
Legs. The rabbits at this foster home were all abandoned and dumped. Just like with the iguanas in South Florida, same thing with feral cats.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have the same problem with rabbits. Ashley Berg started the volunteer organization.
Yeah, that was
Space
rough.
Bunnies in 2019. She says around 30 people are taking in as many rabbits as they can, but cannot keep up, which could lead to chaos. They can create a nuisance in neighborhoods, property damage, attract predators into neighborhoods such as coyotes and bobcats, and then you have residents that are upset.
You know, I like people like this lady. I just like that people like this lady exist, just out there to try to help out in situations like this. Everybody else goes, wow, look at all the bunnies in this neighborhood. All right, see you later. You know, on with your day. This lady's like, I'm going to try to home these things. I'm going to try to do the best that we can. And we just screw all this up.
Sean, how many bunnies do you want for Christmas?
No, none. I'm all full on animals. I thought a little bit about getting another dog, but
get out of here! How stinking cute! Would it have to be a King Charles Spaniel?
Yeah, definitely. Now I wouldn't
How
get anything else.
about a replacement wasp for that pet wasp that
No, there
Courtney
is
lost?
another one. Another one arrived. I don't know what happened, but there's another one is back at the wasp nest, and she's now Courtney's like, okay, we got to leave him alone now. Wasp outside the front door. We're going to leave him alone because she doesn't want to kill these things. I'm spraying it with WD-40 this weekend.
Yes, you are.
I got to get rid of this thing. Okay, quick break. When we come back, we're going to hear from you. What do you think? Will you take in a bunny? Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we return, a man had a very, very bad stomach ache. I mean, it was going on for 2 years. And then the doctors took a look inside this gentleman, and you are never going to believe what they found inside his body. But it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends this weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
Hey everybody, happy Friday. Jamie King, Fox 35 Storm Center. Our Central Florida weather forecast update for you today is as follows. After a run of some low clouds, eventual mix of sun and clouds coming back. Warm highs today in the mid-upper 80s. Isolated rain before 2 o'clock, but better bets after 2. 60% coverage. Scattered showers and storms return. 74 tonight. Rain chance before 11 p.m. at 50%. Then an isolated shower possible overnight. Saturday and Sunday, rain chances both days 50%. Warm highs at 86. For Fox 35, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jamie King.
This report is sponsored by ViStar Credit Union. ViStar Credit Union's third location in Orange County is now open in Winter Park. They are ready to help you reach your financial goals and life goals. Visit ViStarCU.org/Winter Park or stop by 605 North Orlando Avenue. Federally insured by NCUA.
You know, being a homeowner, one important lesson I've learned is you got to get help. You got to get help from people who know what they're doing. And there's all sorts of stuff like the appliances around your house. If they break, you need somebody who's real good at that. And when you find somebody who's good and honest and fair, then you keep that business card. You keep it in a drawer, and then if anything goes wrong, all right, you bring it out and you call your person who helps you out with that stuff. If it's down to your air conditioner, the person with that business card is Mills Air, and you need to keep them on file anytime you have any issues with your AC because they're fair and they're honest and they do an amazing job. It's one of those things where you go, man, I'm glad I called them afterwards. And people have been saying that since 1992. For over 30 years, they've been helping people out all over the place. And their techs can service any kind of AC you have. It doesn't matter what brand it is, but they are a Carrier factory authorized dealer. Gets you access to a big rebate, up to $1,275 that you can get off your brand new Carrier unit if you want to get one of those. Save big on your power bill with the real efficient Carrier units. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you could always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Give them a call, 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
Sunset Walk presents the Best of Challenge Sandwich Edition, Saturday, September 30th at the Promenade. Join me and the cast of Real Radio 104.1's The Jim Colbert Show as we host the Best of Challenge. 10 venues competing to be crowned the best sandwich of Sunset Walk. Participants include Estefan Kitchen, Lizzie's Barbecue, Ford's Garage, and Cowboy Chicken. VIP tasting tickets on sale now at sunsetwalk.com. Spectators and parking always free. Plus, the band Switch, street performers, street market, and car show. It's the Best of Challenge Sandwich Edition, Saturday, September 30th at Sunset Walk.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Mills Air is looking for experienced service techs. NATE certified is a plus, but not required. We have been in business for over 30 years right here in Central Florida. Great pay and benefits. Sign-on bonus depending on experience. Apply at millsair.com.
I'm Scott, the owner of Solid Fire Pits. When I began welding my custom-made fire pits for friends and family, I shared them on TikTok because I was just so proud of them. Check it out. That's beautiful. I posted every new fire pit design, and more people kept ordering. From 26 states and counting. Then on my birthday, I had my best sales ever. Now how can the universe beat that?
Solid Fire Pits is just one of the 5 million U.S. businesses that rely on TikTok every day. TikTok sparks business.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE. Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
Attention, our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. It's only for the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. They give you up to 1.5 years to travel, but you must be one of the first 50 to text MUSIC to 96551. Grab your phone and text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. That's music to 96551. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 listeners to text music to 96551 and get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. But you must be one of the first 50 listeners to text music to 96551. Text the word music to 96551 for your chance to go on vacation to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
This is Lee Habib, the host of Our American Stories. This week, we'll have the story of a man who found his purpose by joining the Army later in life. In his 40s, to be precise. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
What's it take to be a mentor with big brothers, big sisters? It takes 30 minutes and a cup of coffee. A video game, best 2 out of 3. It takes sharing thumbs up emojis, clapping emojis, and loaded nachos at halftime. That's how you make an impact on a young kid's life. So go on, share a few hours a month, because mentorship may sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. To learn more, volunteer, or donate, go to BeBigNow.org.
This hour of Real Radio 104.1, sponsored by FloridaJobsNow.com, coming October 11th.
Check out our new Threads at Real Radio 104.1 on Threads. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. 3 best friends diving into the deep end of internet culture. This is the News Junkie. I'm gonna crash it.
They've done this before, but Elon Musk was fighting with AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and they were talking about the border because I guess Elon Musk went to the border and did a live stream on Twitter/X, whatever you want to call it today. And there was like 5 million people that were tuned into that, which is a big stream. And he's showing how people are coming across the border, which is an issue that I'm surprised wasn't the focus of most of the presidential debates because it's, a huge issue that the country is facing. But Elon Musk was out there and he's like, look at these people coming across the border. We got a problem here. And AOC responds with, that's nothing compared to what happened at Ellis Island. And she said, the early half of the last century, people were just pouring into this country in Ellis Island. And you probably don't care about that. I mean, there's a couple things wrong with that comparison. One being that they were legally coming into the country at Ellis Island, officially, legally coming into the country. And the second thing that's surprising, I think, to a lot of people, at sort of the peak of things, or like the average at Ellis Island was about 5,000 people or so per day when things were like really heated up. We have a lot of days in Texas where there's 10,000 or 11,000 people a day crossing the border illegally. So it's double what you would see during Ellis Island and everybody coming into the country legally, number one. And the second thing is, I think a total of about 12 million people in a span of like 55 years or so came in through Ellis Island. And the United States currently has about 12 million people who are here illegally in this country. Now, most of them are not here the way people think they are. People think that every day it's just all people running across the border and diving with their babies under the barbed wire and doing all that dangerous stuff. But the vast majority of people who are in this country illegally simply fly here and stay. That's what they do. They get an airline ticket and they fly from wherever they are into the United States and they overstay their visas and they have family here and they just stay with the family. And honestly, it's something that we need to address at some point in time, number one. Number two, I don't really care numbers-wise how many people come into this country. I only care about one thing. I care that the people who come into this country assimilate
to American life. That's the only thing I care about. You want to move into the United States of America, you have to assimilate to the way we do things here. You would expect that anywhere else in the world. You expect people who come into your house.
Speak English?
Maybe speaking. Yeah, I think speak English is a fair prerequisite for coming to the United States. Speak English is a fair prerequisite, I would say. We do accommodate for that, and there's a lot of places where even if you don't speak English, you could do just fine and you can get around. But I think that it's more so like, don't expect the United States to be like where you came from. I saw this in, I forgot what city it was. There's some progressive city that was like, we're welcoming in all the immigrants, and a bunch of people from this, some country to Africa that's majority Muslim. They started to move into this city, and all these folks are like, come on in, we'll take you. We'll take as many as we can. And eventually they started to get such a significant population in this city that these Muslim immigrants took office. They started winning the elections. And this past couple of weeks, they've been fighting because the Muslim immigrants who are now in control of a lot of the offices in this city have voted to ban the pride flag from all of the like public places where it's displayed. And they go, whoa, 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 whoa. We invited you in. We were nice to you. What are you doing? How dare you do this to us? We feel like we've been screwed over here. And I think it's a fair reaction to have. And I think the focus should always be on, you got to assimilate. You can't come here and expect that it's going to be something different and that you're going to shape this place like the place you came from. Hell no, that ain't the way it works. Zephyr's Biker says, all of us were immigrants. But now some take the stance of, I'm already here, now close the border. But yes, assimilate. It's about like just doing things in an orderly way, I think, and doing things in a way where we can keep track of human beings. We can't just have a free-for-all. It's just ridiculous and untenable. And I think we should, demand some certain things from people who live in this country. Some of the most American people I've ever seen, I've said this on the show before, I stand by this through and through. Some of the most American, most patriotic people I have ever met in my life, hardest working, real Americans, are Mexican immigrants to this country. No doubt about it. They are the least lazy people in the United States of America. They take the jobs that nobody else wants to. They take them proudly. They take care of their families with the money they get from them. So I don't mind people coming to the country. I just don't want people who come into the country who want to reinvent it in some other way. Santa Paws on Twitch says, Sean said something that would potentially piss people off by requesting assimilation. Got those people back by using an example where the pride flag got banned. Haha. Well, look, I think it's fair to point that out. Like, if you have your neighborhood, let's say your neighborhood, right? And you say, will you welcome people into your neighborhood? Of course. I'll welcome people into my neighborhood. Of course I will. But if you say you welcome anybody, no, not anybody, number one. We welcome a dozen Nazis into your neighborhood? No, I don't want a bunch of Nazis in my neighborhood. I want people in my neighborhood that are normal, that will assimilate to what life is like and will understand what community we're building.
Okay, fine. We leave Sean's neighborhood.
No, get on out. Get on out of here. Nice. I don't want to deal with that. We may have lost
Diane. We were making such a nice house for ourselves.
We may have lost Dianne Feinstein this week, but what we haven't lost and we will never lose is that one moment that we shall revisit right now where she owned those little elementary school kids who showed up at her office.
One of my favorite clips.
These kids showed up with their teacher to try to ask her about saving the environment, and she just like boomered them. She just
like, aren't you guys here to take pictures?
She just dropped the barrel on these kids. If you don't remember this, here it is.
Ask you to vote yes on the Green New Deal. Please.
Okay, I'll tell you what.
Okay.
We have our own Green New Deal.
Some scientists have said that we have 12 years to turn this around.
Well, it's not going to get turned around in 10 years. What we can do,
Senator, if this doesn't get turned around in 10 years, you're looking at the faces of the people who are going to be living with these consequences.
The government is supposed to be for the people and by the people. And
my gosh. What's interesting about this?
You got an A+ on the quiz.
I've been doing this for 30 years. I know what I'm doing. You come in here and you say it has to be my way or the highway. I don't respond to that.
Little kids she's talking to.
Get the F out.
There's a little kid.
I mean, it's really hilarious because you could tell, like, these kids, I mean, they've been given the talking points. They said the government is supposed to be for the people, by the people, but they did not train these kids on how to take a really, really hard no for an answer.
They probably were not ready for that. I love the candor there. We want to hear from you. What do you think? Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. We'll go over to those dispatches, but I teased this, and I want to pay it off here. I told you that there was a man who had a stomach ache for 2 years.
You'd think after the first 6 months he'd go to the doctor, right?
Yeah, and they said it was like a really severe pain that he was dealing with. So the doctor said, all right, let's take a look at you, buddy. Let's look inside and see what we can find. And they did an x-ray. And they said on carrying out this x-ray, they found lockets, chains, nuts.
Jesus
bolts,
Christ, man.
Earphones, and many other objects inside this guy's body. They found safety pins, magnets, shirt buttons, zippers.
All of that?
All of these things inside this guy's body. There was a beaded necklace. There was sharp objects.
Beaded necklace or something that goes elsewhere?
It says beaded necklace, so I'm going to go with that for now, but who knows what this was with this guy. It seems like he would eat pretty much anything out there. They said since he had eaten sharp objects, there were severe wounds in his stomach from this. They had to do a 3-hour surgery. And they said he's still on a ventilator and is in critical condition as a result of this.
I mean, that's a lot to pack in there and just go to the doctor 2 years later.
Uh-huh. I think, isn't that like a condition where you,
There's
where you're like propelled
TLC
to eat
show
stuff?
about it. My Strange Addiction.
Right. They had that woman that couldn't stop eating squares of toilet paper.
Yeah, I mean, and that's take the toilet paper over all the stuff this guy was putting in his damn
It'd be
body.
hilarious if after this 3-hour surgery, they wake him back up and they serve him lunch, and he's like, no, I'm a vegetarian.
Don't want any of that. All right, quick break. When we come back, we'll get to you and your dispatches. Those are coming in here on a Friday. Plus, the dumbest auction purchase I've ever heard of. This is a really bad decision. What is it? It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Displaying a level of apathy that can only be achieved through years of studying. Okay, guess you don't want to be petted. Cats. Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your weekend is off to a great start on this Friday. And right now, on the major highways and roads of Orlando, a pretty clear traffic flow. Of course, your usual delay eastbound on I-4 approaching State Road 535. No issues westbound, however. We're incident-free east and westbound on the 408 as well. North and south of the Turnpike is incident-free too. And no issues reported on the Greenway at this time. So thankfully, overall, a pretty smooth ride. Our Safe Touch Security traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Uni, a product of ePass.
With the time and money Pete saved with ePass, he's learning how to make bird calls. Which is good, because he needs practice. Getting ePass is time well saved. Visit getepass.com to get your free ePass toll sticker or 19-state Uni. That's getepass.com.
There's more to an Alzheimer's Association walk to end Alzheimer's than just walking, and even more reasons to join us. For a different future, for families, for more time, for treatments. We're closer than ever to stopping Alzheimer's, but to get there, we need you. Join us for Walk to End Alzheimer's Orlando in partnership with the Williams Family Foundation on Saturday, October 7th at the Walt Disney Amphitheater at Lake Eola. Register today at alz.org/Orlando Walk.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-859-3220. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 to 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-859-3220. That's 800-859-3220 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-859-3220. 800-859-3220.
I had a radio listener call me after an accident. The insurance company offered him $700. He hired me that day, and we were covered $100,000. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Potential clients may not obtain same or similar results. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Orlando's best comedy room is safely open. The Orlando Improv welcomes Ralph Barbosa on September 29th and 30th.
I was like, this man was my doctor for the last 12 years, and I am still diabetic.
Tickets and showtimes online at theimprovorlando.com. Above all, come for the comedy. We could all use a laugh. The Improv is hiring for all evening positions: line cook, cocktail servers and waitstaff, food runners, dishwashers. We cater to top talent and the best locals in the Central Florida area. Please call us at 407-480-5233 or email for open interviews.
What key is tonight going to be played in? Well, that's entirely up to you and your spirit. Over here at Wild Turkey, we're opting for something that rings true and can reverberate for ages. A little 101. Wild Turkey 101 has been pleasing crowds for decades with its iconic rich flavor. Crafted with generations of know-how and the finest ingredients. Wild Turkey. Trust your spirit. Wild Turkey Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Copyright 2023, Campari America, New York, New York. Never compromise, drink responsibly.
Hey, Sean Hannity here with a question. Who protects the troops that protect us? Now, home title theft is a real threat to every homeowner. Now, that's why I trust Home Title Lock. Now, imagine you're a deployed soldier and you have to learn, the legal document that proves you own your home. Yeah, it's been forged. Now some thief owns it. When you go to Home Title Lock, you sign up. You're also protecting your home's title, and when you do so, you'll donate a free year of service to a military member. HometitleLock.com/Sean.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA storage event.
Hi, thanks.
Whether you're looking to get the kids' toys or your closet organized, we're here to help with advice and tons of savings through October 10.
Can you help me find all my lost socks?
We'll help you to organize them so you don't lose them at all.
Wow.
Visit us in store for lots of savings, plus home furnishing storage workshops and more the weekend of October 7th. Learn more at IKEA-USA.com/IKEA storage event. Offer valid 9/27 to 10/10 in the U.S. Discount applied proportionally across items purchased as shown on receipt. See store and IKEA-USA.com/IKEA storage event for complete terms. Exclusions apply.
In life, some days are good, and some could be better. The same is true for recovery. Both take work, both take adjustments. Finding your path is a key part of your journey, and then it's all about walking it every day. Embrace the good days, the not-so-good days, and the challenges, and acknowledge how you overcame them. Be open to every part of the journey and welcome it. It's unique, and it's all part of you. Find the path to recovery that works for you. Learn more at cdc.gov/stopoverdose.
I'm Scott, the owner of Solid Fire Pits. When I began welding my custom-made fire pits for friends and family, I shared them on TikTok because I was just so proud of them. Check it out. That's beautiful. I posted every new fire pit design, and more people kept ordering, from 26 states and counting. Then on my birthday, I had my best sales ever. Now how can the universe beat that?
Solid Fire Pits is just one of the 5 million U.S. businesses that rely on TikTok every day. TikTok sparks business.
90% of us don't brush long enough. Around half don't brush twice a day. And 75% brush with old, worn-out bristles. The Quip electric toothbrush fixes that. It has timed sonic vibrations that aren't like a jackhammer, a nifty cover for brushing on the go, and a wireless design that mounts to mirrors. We also deliver brush heads and supplies from $5. Choose an electric toothbrush accepted by the American Dental Association. Shop Quip from $25 and get your first refill free at getquip.com/star.
Torres on his left foot shoots. He scores!
Orlando City is back at home for Hispanic Heritage Night on Saturday, September 30th, as they take on CF Montreal at 7:30 p.m., presented by Walt Disney World. Tune in on Real Radio 104.1 and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. Experience the ultimate smorgasbord of flavors at Epcot International Food and Wine Festival. Sip, savor, and stroll your way through 31 kitchens as you please your palate.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial #546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
I continue to hammer home on this show, I'm screaming it into the void, is how we have all these elected officials and they'll talk about anything that you don't really care about and that's not important to you, but they won't talk about the actual things that we need to fix in this country. And I want you guys to see this because I think this is insane, man. I saw this and I was looking at this graph during the break, but I'll explain it for everybody else. Take this in front of me here, C-Lane. They said the average U.S. family health insurance premium. Back in 2000, right, the year 2000, the average U.S. family health insurance premium was $6,000 a year, all right? And then it continued to go up about $2,000 every year, and it's gone from $6,000 a year for your insurance in 2000 to $22,000 a year.
Good God.
In 2022. That is a 249% increase, going up about 5 or 6% per year. And when you see the graph, you see the top part of this graph, the dark blue, for those of you watching, there's a graph with like portions that you pay and portions that your employer pays. And the portion that you pay for your health insurance premiums is going up and up and up and up. And the portion that your employer pays is going up even more drastically. So the average employer costs like $15,000 a year in health insurance for an employer. You have to think about that. When you tell somebody it's a job, you're going to make $50,000 a year, well, it's actually $65,000 a year plus that you're paying them because you have to pay for the health insurance premiums. What do you think that is going to do? When every business in the United States of America, because we have stupidly tied health insurance to our employment, when every business has to pay more and more and more and more and more money for every single employee's insurance premium, and you have to pay more and more and more out of pocket, that's going to make everything more expensive because the business has to pay more for the employee, more for the production of whatever they're building, and you got to pay more for whatever they're creating that you want to buy. That's just how math works. That's shocking to me. And our system, healthcare-wise, while we have excellent healthcare, like the medical professionals in this country are super good, really, really talented at what they're doing, no better place to go for medical care, the system that we have and the setup that we have with our health insurance sucks. And who's talking about this? Is there any? I haven't heard a single politician out there talking about this.
They're not talking about it because it's all the other stuff that's very distracting. It's the hot topics, the clickbait for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone else just has to deal with it because you need health care.
Yeah.
And imagine all the people who avoid the doctor for something that is critical because they're worried about how long it's going to take them to pay it.
I would say
the craziest part.
I would guess that would be more than half of people.
Absolutely.
I would guess, because when you hear that a big chunk of the United States of America is living paycheck to paycheck, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, do you think you're going to go explore at the doctor to see if something's actually... No way.
And then when you go to the
money
doctor,
for that.
You go to the doctor for something, you find, I don't know, a lump somewhere. And it's like, they tell you, all right, you need to go to this specialist. Now, this specialist, you're a new patient, so it's going to take you 2 months to get there. Then they send out the biopsy, and that's going to be a whole bunch of money, depending on your insurance. And then you have to go for a follow-up, and it's just like all of this pushes back what people need, and that's actual help.
Mm-hmm.
And you're scared because you'll be in debt of thousands of dollars.
And one thing that people seem to ignore in these situations is if we fix this somehow, and it would require a pretty radical fix. If we fix the way health insurance works in the United States of America, and people weren't scared to go to these doctors to get these things checked up, it would actually make healthcare cheaper for us in the long run because healthcare wouldn't be emergency medical care. It would be preventative medical care. So not everything is somebody rushing into the emergency room because finally, even though you tried to ignore it for so long, it exploded and the problem got much worse. That's a big problem. People we elect never talk about the things that we actually care about. They don't do this. They're just talking about stupid culture war stuff, and that continues to happen. How's this for an auction? I don't get this. I couldn't do this, but I don't know. Maybe you would. They sold a $10,000 bill at auction from 1934, and the $10,000 bill sold for $480,000. All right.
That
whenever
makes
I hear
sense
these
for
things,
sure.
It feels like when you're, when like a little kid has some cash in front of you and you're like, I'll give you 2 of these coins for just 1 of that coin that you're holding right there. And the kid has a quarter and you've got 2 pennies or something. And you go, look what I've done here. $10,000 bill from 1934 sells for $480,000 at an auction in Texas. This is where this all went down. They said this thing was graded 65 and higher. I don't know how all that stuff works, but that means the centering is off and there's no folds in the design. $10,000 goes for $480,000. And
do they know how many they printed that year?
I don't know. It's weird to me that old money is worth more than the face value.
They did a lot of them. This was the highest.
Probably $10,000 bills. They got to be rare, right?
Yeah. This was the highest denomination ever to actually circulate. There was a $100,000 bill, but the purpose was to transfer funds between Federal Reserve banks and not pass in retail transactions. That was the one that I think we did it today. I learned about where it was like illegal to possess.
Wait, so you're saying this was for banks?
No, the $100,000 bill was for banks.
Oh, okay.
The $10,000 bill was the highest denomination that was actually publicly circulated.
$10,000 in 1934. What would that be the equivalent of now? Because that seems like a lot for back then.
Do a little inflation calc.
Yeah, because $10,000 in 1934. I would guess in the 6 figures at least. But it's still just worth the face value of the bill.
All right, so if I'm doing this right, and there's the first website, it says almost $230,000.
Wow, that the person who had that was pretty rich back then,
right?
Back in the 1930s, for sure.
But also, it could very well be that in the 1930s, they had one bill that represented his entire net worth.
Right. This is what I got right here. Don't lose it. Don't drop that one. That's going to be a really painful drop.
I think something like that would be like, I would not want to hold that.
No.
Ever. Yeah. I wouldn't want that that much of my money to be. I guess the same could be said for a credit or debit card, where it's like, here's one thing that you could hold that has access to everything. But like, a credit card can be turned off.
Yeah.
If this is something that can be taken from you and used, and you don't have any, you don't have any control over it. I wonder if you could still like go to a store and try to spend one of these things.
What's the biggest bill now? Is it $100?
Yeah.
Okay, we don't have anything over that now. I thought we would I thought maybe there'd be something that you have.
Since 1969, the highest denomination note issued in the U.S. has been the $100 bill.
All right, interesting. Okay, let's go over to you and see what's happening with your dispatches. You can send one, join the show. What are you thinking about? What should we be talking about? What do you think about what we are talking about? Send those dispatches over at thenewsjunkie.com. Here's Abandoned Doge with a dispatch about dead bodies.
Yesterday's you guys were talking about that mortuary that dropped that dead body. I had a friend that used to work in dead body retrieval for a mortuary.
Oh, and, party time.
Damn.
They went to pick up this old lady that had just passed away, and the whole family was in the living room still, in the house. As they were trying to bring her down the stairs, it slipped off one of their hands inside the bag, hit the edge of the stairs going down. And he said he could feel the bag filling up with blood.
Oh,
God!
God!
Kind of skedaddle out of there. Avoid it from just spilling in front of the whole family. It was the whole thing. So, anyways, that came to mind when I heard the story. Hope it made you a little uncomfortable.
Oh, thank you.
It did, sir.
He was very nonchalant about it. It sounded like he was like, hope you have a great weekend, but instead it was, I hope it made you feel uncomfortable.
Mission accomplished, sir. We go over to Fatty Matty talking about the health insurance companies.
I feel like what most people don't know about the health care and the increase in prices with insurances is that the insurances are actually paying doctors less and less and less. Mm-hmm. So all they're doing is raking in more and more and more.
Oh, there's so much greed in the world of insurance. This is why you should never feel bad to go against the insurance companies with a lawsuit. There's so much greed. Think about 2 big problems that we have in the United States of America. And let's say you live in Florida. All right. 2 big problems that impact you the most.
it would probably be your health insurance and your homeowner's insurance. Those two things. And it's an absolute abomination, a mess, the situation that we find ourselves in with both of those things. And it could be fixed. It could be cleaned up. We could change the marketplace and the way that it works, but we're stuck in our ways, and it doesn't seem right to me. Here's Guitar Slinger chiming in about health insurance.
Well, I can tell you, I certainly don't spend $6,000 a year on health insurance. I've gotten mine through the marketplace ever since it existed, and it hasn't ever been over $100.
Obama.
My maximum out of pocket this year is $2,500.
Somebody else is paying that,
pretty
buddy.
good.
Yeah, the problem is somebody else is paying that. If you are using like a government-provided health insurance plan, which I'm glad that those exist because it does, oddly enough, provide more competition and mix things up. But somebody else has to foot the bill for the rest of that. That's how it kind of works. And it's incredibly expensive. And all these insurance companies are just stacking the cash, man. When's the last time you heard about an insurance company going out of business? It's only happening when they finally have to pay the piper, when a hurricane category 4 or higher rolls through a state and does some damage, and they're like, we don't want to actually pay you guys.
Whoopsie.
We don't want to fix all that stuff. Here's Not Your Average Joe talking about Ellis Island.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
Happy today. Yeah, I'm 100% Italian, and my family, both sides, about 2 to 3 generations ago, came over through Ellis Island. And I've heard the stories of everything. Some of them had to stay for up to 2 months because you had to make sure they were disease-free, had all their immunizations, and you had to have a sponsor that was going to take you in, usually a distant family member, friend that was already over here that was going to take you in, so you had a place to stay. They didn't just let you in willy-nilly, which is what's going on right now, man. I'm proud of my family's immigrant status, but I'm also proud they did it the right way. You know, a country without borders is not a country. Love y'all.
Yeah, the biggest problem is it's like, I think most people realize there's an issue with this stuff, but the answer from everybody resoundingly in Washington seems to be like, let's just kick the can down the road, or let's just like turn our back on this. It's like, hey, let's decide how many people we can take in each year. Let's decide the requirements for those people. We don't want to just take everybody in. There's people we don't want in this country. Let's tell them, like, here's what we expect of you of a new American citizen. And let's go through all these things. And then what happens is you end up getting new people in your country who are taxpayers. Hey, that's good. That's a positive ththing. Those people, if you do this right, assimilate to the culture and don't expect you to assimilate to theirs. Therefore, there's not this feeling that, your country is being taken over. You just feel like there's more Americans coming in. People who are coming to the country. I don't think there's too many people on this planet that would see a bunch of immigrants at a 4th of July celebration who seem to be patriotic and who seem to be tax-paying, America-loving folks and be like, damn it, get them out of here. That's not the thing that people are mad about, but we're leaving the door open and not paying any attention to this. That's what I think the problem is. Where were we going? Here is Buffalo Bugle sends a dispatch about piercings.
Bugle.
Hey, everyone.
Hey.
You're talking about tattoos and piercings in weird places. I got my nipple pierced in a high school bathroom like an idiot. Got my first tattoo in someone's garage, it was like a legit tattoo person.
This guy.
But it was in their garage. And then my second tattoo, like 18 years later, after living a whole life thinking I make good decisions now. Well, the first round I got done in a real shop, and then I guess they had a disagreement at the shop, and it got transferred to someone's apartment.
There you go.
That was basically a weed den where, like, you open the door, and it's just like this cloud of smoke hits you in the face.
You're living life,
and
sir.
It took them about 10 hours to do about 4 hours worth of work because we had to take breaks to smoke more weed. And we had to...
As one does.
Send a picture of your tattoos.
Yeah,
I want to see that.
Really nice work. I guess I can't complain too much.
Buffalo Bugle, this should come with a required photo dispatch because we need to see what you got going on there. I'm interested in taking a peek at that tattoo. Join us on the show just like Buffalo Bugle. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now.
Can't stop singing that song.
Which one? Buffalo Bugle.
Bugle.
Tattoo from Mustona, man.
When we come back, the Golden Bachelor premiered last night.
I didn't watch.
Me either. Did you watch, C-Lane? Did you catch this?
No. I'm waiting to catch it tonight on Hulu.
We're definitely going to watch tonight and get all caught up with this. I'm excited to see what happens with this because it's different. I like when they switch things up.
It's doubled up, right? It was supposed to be like Golden Bachelor and Bachelor in Paradise?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they dropped those at the same time and didn't like stagger it, seeing as there's next to nothing to watch these days.
Well, that might be the problem, too. They don't have enough scripted content to fill the new slots that they have. But I'd like to see other things from this. Because I like this idea of mixing it up with these institution shows like Bachelor, Bachelorette.
Old People Wheel of Fortune.
No.
Yeah.
I like to see like Kid Survivor.
They had that. It didn't work out well. Remember they had the whole Kids Town thing.
Like Lord of the Flies.
That was the greatest. It was like
sucks to your ass, Mar.
It was it was like a old West town, right? Yeah, and they had all the little kids building a village together.
And I think that they like got in touch with those kids 10 or 15 years later, and it's like, this was a mess. This was
should have
not
never
good.
done this.
Bad experiment, for sure.
I love when they mix things up like that. I'm super excited to watch that show.
Old People Dancing with the Stars.
Maybe turn into that.
There's a little bit of risk there. A little more risk than regular Dancing with the Stars.
What would be the best show that they could redo, but do it with old people?
The Real World.
I would watch that. And put like, if you do The Real World with old people, please put like one MAGA Trumper in there and one like, far left person in there. And like, that's just combustion right there.
I think Road Rules Challenge.
Oh, Road Rules was great. Is that show? That's not still around, is it?
No, they have the challenge though. I think that kind of morphed into the challenge.
I used to love that show, man.
Ashley loves the challenge. Like, and some of these people are like career contestants in these games. Yeah, it's insane.
You get into that circle. It's sort of like The Bachelor in that way. Like once you get into the family of it, you pop up on all the different ones they have. Arnott says Golden American Gladiators.
Oh, hell yes. American Ninja Warrior.
Oh my God, that would be hilarious to see. You'd have to really dial back the stunts that they have to do or the obstacles that they have to overcome. If you didn't, it would just be a bloodbath if you did Golden Ninja Warrior. Oh, I'd watch it, though. I'd tune into that. Let's do one more real quick, actually, before we go to break.
Golden Jackass.
Hey!
BT with the dispatch.
Hey, guys. I had a $1,000 bill and had a very hard time trying to cash or exchange it. I ended up selling it to a collector, and yeah, they're valuable. I got $3,500 for it.
Wow.
It was 1928, I believe. The bank wanted to hold on to it and call the Secret Service and Treasury Department. They didn't believe it was real. Everyone I showed it to didn't believe it was real. And I ended up having to sell it to a collector. Anyway, weird collectible stuff, hard to get rid of. Bye.
Thank you, BT. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like... so I think C-Lane was the one who used to know some guy who would always have $2 bills.
There was a regular at the bar that always tipped in $2 bills.
When you have them and you try to pay with them somewhere, it's always like, you get like that side eye. Like, what do you think?
Well, especially if you're at a cash register because the till doesn't have a space for the $2 bills. So you got to like shove them under there with the credit card receipts.
Right. Yeah. When we come back, we're going to talk about Meatball from Philadelphia.
All right.
What did Meatball do? You're going to hear about it. Plus, we'll hear from you and your dispatches. That's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Find us on Threads at Real Radio 1041, powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your weekend is off to a great start on this Friday. And right now, on the major highways and roads of Orlando, a pretty clear traffic flow. Of course, your usual delay eastbound on I-4 approaching State Road 535. No issues westbound, however. We're incident-free east and westbound on the 408 as well. North and south of the Turnpike is incident-free too. And no issues reported on the Greenway at this time. So thankfully, overall, a pretty smooth ride. Our Safe Touch Security traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by the Mark Moss Show.
What does the auto workers strike have to do with grocery stores in Canada and Chicago? Well, I'm Mark Moss, helping you navigate the decentralized revolution. Listen to the Mark Moss Show on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Don't miss the boat, my friends. Compare your quote today with That Mortgage Guy Don. That Mortgage Guy Don, president of Happy Home Mortgage Brokerage and host of the Home Loans Radio Show. He is here for you with over 250 five-star Google reviews and 1,100 reviews at Experience.com. It is very safe to say that Don knows what he's doing. And I can say with full confidence that he's looking out for you. He has your best interest in mind. He's going to treat you like an actual person instead of a number like all the other mortgage companies would, especially when you have very high chances leaving money on the table. So why not let That Mortgage Guy Don get the money off the table and back in your hands where it belongs? Go to the website right now, thatmortgageguyDon.com. Apply now and get a quote or get a free analysis and compare your quote. You have direct access to the man himself. Any question that you have, you can ask him and he will answer it typically the same day. So get the process started with an expert and a friend that you could trust by going to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Get ready to experience the excitement.
It is the 13th year of the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The emotions.
Love you guys. I'm so happy to be here tonight.
The surprises.
Are you ready for another I can't believe it moment?
The superstars.
Such an amazing honor to share a stage with so many unbelievable artists. And of course, the music.
Our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming to Hulu.
You will not want to miss. Stream the special starting October 10th.
O'Reilly. It's Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get up to a $25 gift card after rebate with the purchase of select Superstart batteries. Our professional parts people will test your old battery for free and recommend the right battery for your vehicle. For power, performance, and reliability, choose Superstart batteries only at O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Your dentist recommends flossing your teeth once a day, but 70% of us ignore this advice because traditional flossing can be, well, a hassle. But Quip's rechargeable water flosser turns you into a flossing fanatic. With gentle and deep clean pressure modes, the Quip water flosser delivers feel-good flossing, and its clutter-free design includes a long-lasting charge and a 360-degree floss tip for hard-to-reach spots. Right now, get your first floss tip refill free at getquip.com/radio. That's getquip.com/radio.
Looking to take your next event to the next level? Party Time Rentals in Apopka serves all Central Florida.
From birthdays to weddings, corporate events to family reunions, Party Time Rentals in Apopka has everything you need to make your event unforgettable.
Our wide selection will make your party planning a breeze.
Our friendly staff is ready to help, ensuring your event goes off without a hitch.
Party Time Rentals in Apopka. Visit us today in Apopka or online at partytimeapopka.com.
Hey, Sean Hannity here with a question. Who protects the troops that protect us? Now, home title theft is a real threat to every homeowner. Now, that's why I trust Home Title Lock. Now, imagine you're a deployed soldier and you have to learn, the legal document that proves you own your home. Yeah, it's been forged. Now some thief owns it. When you go to Home Title Lock, you sign up. You're also protecting your home's title, and when you do so, you'll donate a free year of service to a military member. HometitleLock.com/Sean.
Attention homeowners, costly repairs ruining your budget? Get the award-winning Choice Home Warranty and see how much you can save. Get a free quote right now. Just dial pound 250 and say Home Warranty. Limitations apply. Visit choicehomewarranty.com for details. Call now, pound 250, keyword Home Warranty.
Attention, our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. It's only for the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. They give you up to a year and a half to travel, but you must be one of the first 50 to text MUSIC to 96551. Grab your phone and text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to get 4 days in Puerto Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. That's music to 96551. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 listeners to text music to 96551 and get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. But you must be one of the first 50 listeners to text music to 96551. Text the word music to 96551 for your chance to go on vacation to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico.
I'm Scott, the owner of Solid Fire Pits. When I began welding my custom-made fire pits for friends and family, I shared them on TikTok because I was just so proud of them. Check it out. That's beautiful. I posted every new fire pit design, and more people kept ordering, from 26 states and counting. Then on my birthday, I had my best sales ever. Now, how can the universe beat that?
Solid Fire Pits is just one of the 5 million U.S. businesses that rely on TikTok every day. TikTok sparks business.
iHeart Podcast Update. This week on your free iHeartRadio app. Unimaginable Season 2. Your host Mike sits down with the world's most important chief executives to answer your most pressing questions about leadership, career, and life. The Mark Moss Show, helping you navigate cryptocurrency, business, and financial markets, and more. Sharp Money. This show explores 2 unique approaches to betting, broadcasting, and life with VSIN fan favorites Patrick Meager and Amal Shaw. Hear these podcasts and more on your free iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
No payments until 2024 with approved credit. Visit nationstrucks.com right now.
I know just this week I was trashing all the stuff that Facebook has been doing, and the metaverse is stupid, and nobody wants to look like one of those stupid little legless people in the virtual world where you do nothing. It seems to be a giant failure that billions of dollars has been wasted on. But I got to tell you, man, I saw this week Mark Zuckerberg did an interview with a guy named Lex Friedman. And Lex Friedman is like this podcaster. He interviews really smart, intellectual types. And it's pretty interesting, actually, his show and the guests that he gets on. But he did this interview with Mark Zuckerberg, which I guess he's Mark Zuckerberg's friend, and they do like martial arts together and stuff. And the interview that they did was conducted in virtual reality. And it's pretty impressive, and I can only imagine like what it will be like to have the VR headset on. But look, this is what it's like if you guys haven't seen this before. I put this up on See It Now over on thenewsjunkie.com, so you can take a peek at this if you're just watching.
Zuck still doesn't look real.
Yeah, but it's so close. It's so close. This is not them. This is like VR versions of them.
That's strange.
And you can watch this.
You're up. I'm already forgetting that you're not real. Like this really, so
well, I am
novel.
This is just an avatar version of me. But
it's a deep philosophical question, yes.
But here's some of the. So I put this on this morning, and I was like, all right,
that's pretty wild, man.
It's like, okay, so my hair is a little shorter in this than my physical hair is right now. I probably need to go get a haircut. Sure. And I did happen to shave.
You know what's weird? Mark Zuckerberg's biggest flaw is that he's a goofball. That's his biggest flaw. That's the biggest problem.
I would use a different word. He's an alien.
He's not socially good, right? He's not like
he's missionary position.
Like personified. Remember when he did the water thing when he was at the congressional hearing and he went to like take a sip of water but didn't actually drink anything.
He just wet his lips.
And then, do I still have the clip of when he?
I was human, and I am human.
He said, I used to be a human. Hold on, like he screwed it up. It just made things so awkward. That's the biggest problem, I think, that he actually has. It's not necessarily that he's done anything bad, because in all reality, he's been very, very impressive in the things that he's achieved in his life. And Facebook is absolutely massive. But this is wild. And I can imagine, like, you talking to your loved one like this, or if your wife goes on a trip and you both have one of these. You don't want to do this? It's so realistic. It really is. It looks like you're talking to the person that you're speaking with, but you're both in virtual worlds.
There was an announcement earlier this week about one of their latest like VR headsets that they were working on. And I didn't read the article, but from the snippet that I saw, it sounded as though they were going with like this kind of mixed reality, like virtual, but also like augmented. And I was like, I wonder if that's in any way a response to Apple's Vision Pro, which, is the goggles, but it's not necessarily completely VR.
Well, Apple's was very impressive when they did the whole launch of that. I haven't seen this in practice. I haven't seen anybody actually using it. I don't even know if it's out yet. But we are making massive strides in these technology spaces. And that's interesting in and of itself. Talking about how this week there was looting in Philadelphia. It was all these organized groups running into Apple stores and other stores and stealing as much stuff as they could. One of the people who was involved, and I think she said as she was streaming, this woman, her name is Meatball, and as Meatball was streaming the looting, she was like, "We got to get ours." And she just ran inside like the Apple store or whatever, and like took a bunch of stuff and live streamed herself going out, which don't live stream, don't steal, but don't live stream yourself stealing. It's even worse. What are you doing there? But they said Meatball, who live streamed the chaos in downtown Philadelphia, says that she is now traumatized as a result of being arrested. She says, "I just want to say thanks to everybody that cared for me. Ain't nothing never been nothing." All right? Ain't nothing never been nothing.
All right.
Deja Blackwell, known on social media as Meatball, said, "I ain't done anything like this in my life." She streamed to her nearly 200,000 Instagram followers, and she said, "I've never been through nothing like that ever in my life. I don't even know what happened. I need some sleep. I'm scared. I'm traumatized. Never again in my life, like seriously, never again in my life do I ever want to go to jail." So not a good experience for our friend Meatball, who
I'm
was
sorry.
just...
You don't get to be traumatized by getting arrested. I think we
leave Meatball alone.
No. I'm sorry that you broke the law and you got caught, but like we don't have to feel bad for you. Like, oh my gosh, going to jail was such a traumatic experience. Like that's sort of like the point, right?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, it's not supposed to. If it's too comfortable, we're doing it wrong. If
they're not supposed to pull up a limousine, with a basket of chicken wings inside, and take you off to the executive suites.
Jail and prison should be in like this Goldilocks zone where it's not too cruel, but it's not too comfortable. And you don't want to go there. You don't want to be there. You want to avoid it at all costs. That's how you do the right thing and also deter people from doing crimes like this. Meatball did the crime, did the time, and regretted it afterwards. Meatball was not happy about this.
Traumatized by getting arrested.
She's out on bail, though, right now. They arrested, kudos to the Philadelphia Police Department. They arrested over 50 people as a response to this. I had seen far too many stories where there was like mass looting going on, and everybody just kind of seemed to shrug their shoulders and they go, "Oh, that sucks that happened." No, you got to arrest those people and you got to charge them and you got to, give them some time so that other people don't think they're going to get away with it. It's just like these young kids that killed this retired police department officer who was riding his bike in Las Vegas, and they thought it was funny and they were laughing as they ran over this guy and killed this poor guy. And the only reason they know that these teens did this was because they recorded on their cell phone as it was all going down. And when they brought one of them in, he said, "What, you think you're going to get me on something here? I know what's going to happen. I'm going to be out in 30 days, or I'm going to be out in a week or two." He wasn't scared at all because he was aware that there was no punishment. It's like telling every kid in a high school, guess what? We want you to all follow the rules. But if anybody does break the rules, we're not going to be punishing anybody, okay? We don't want to do that because we don't want to have a record.
Good luck.
We don't want to have a record that shows that there's bad kids in our school. So we're not going to punish anybody. But please, guys, be on your best behavior. Once kids in particular know that there's no punishment for something, all bets are off. They're going to do all of those things. And the same is true for adults if they see that there's no real punishment. So I'm glad that they rounded up these folks, including Meatball. I'm sorry, Meatball, about the traumatization. Sorry that was very tough for you. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. What do you think? Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
Sean, I can't wait to tell you. What's coming up? on the next episode. Life Imitates Art, Part 2023. Miss Arizona, Candace, will become the first law enforcement officer to compete in the Miss USA pageant. Remind you of a Sandra Bullock movie, anybody?
Ooh.
Leave Britney alone and her knives, please. An update on the latest wellness check on the pop princess. Plus, get your pearls ready, bigots. Disney's got a new Santa movie in production, and Danny Glover is playing Papa Christmas. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's Bungalower and the Bus. And at 9, we all find out what the hell is Angel listening to. Tonight on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey everybody, happy Friday. Jamie King, Fox 35 Storm Center. Our Central Florida weather forecast update for you today is as follows. After a run of some low clouds, eventual mix of sun and clouds coming back. Warm highs today in the mid-upper 80s. Isolated rain before 2 o'clock, but better bets after 2. 60% coverage, scattered showers and storms return. 74 tonight, rain chance before 11 p.m. at 50%. Then an isolated shower possible overnight. Saturday and Sunday, rain chances both days 50%. Warm highs at 86. For Fox 35, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jamie King.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Want to save big on custom faux wood blinds, shutters, cellular shades, and more? Shop Blindster today and save up to 50% over comparable blinds from brick and mortar stores. Get custom blinds at low prices and free shipping at Blindster.com.
Look, some choices in life are complicated. Others, thankfully, are much simpler. Like choosing Truist One Checking. There are no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and when your life evolves and account balances grow, we'll upgrade your perks automatically. Truist One Checking. One simple choice. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
If you ride a motorcycle in Florida, someone can hit you and hurt you and legally not have insurance to pay you. Uninsured motorist coverage can help save you from financial ruin. Injured on the go? Just call Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Hey, you want to get a Big Green Egg? The best place to go by far is Wassie's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up the Big Green Egg for you, and they make it so easy. Follow them on Instagram. It's Wassie's Meat Market, or just go to their website, wassiesmeatmarket.com, to get your Big Green Egg today.
In life, some days are good, and some could be better. The same is true for recovery. Both take work, both take adjustments. Finding your path is a key part of your journey, and then it's all about walking it every day. Embrace the good days, the not so good days, and the challenges, and acknowledge how you overcame them. Be open to every part of the journey and welcome it. It's unique, and it's all part of you. Find the path to recovery that works for you. Learn more at cdc.gov/stop overdose.
Call Extreme Air and Electric. When you're in need, call the Extreme Team.
Visit Extreme Air online today at extremeairandelectrical.com for special financing available on new home comfort systems. That's your hometown Train experts online at extremeairandelectric.com today. License EAC 1817433.
Call Extreme for your air and electric. When you're in need, call the Extreme Team.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
This is Lee Habib, the host of Our American Stories. This week, we'll have the astonishing redemption story of Bill Corum, an enforcer for the Kansas City underworld. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Learn more at chase.com/business premier. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Account subject to credit approval. Restrictions and limitations apply. Cards are issued by JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
Columbus Day weekend, Saturday, October 7th through Monday, October 9th, visit the Space Coast in Cocoa Beach and support the National Kidney Foundation's 38th Annual Surf Fest, featuring hundreds of competitive surfers in pro and amateur divisions, live entertainment, and fun for the entire family. Spectators are free, so don't miss out on the fun in the sun at the Westgate Pier. Plus, join us for the Taste of Brevard and silent auction on Sunday, October 8th from 6 to 9 p.m. For more information, visit nkfsurf.com. That's nkfsurf.com.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
We do appreciate it. Got so much to get into today, including the next episode in just a moment or two. If you want to join us at any point in time during the show, you can do that. You don't have to wait on the phones or anything. You can just send us what we call a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. And bam, you're on the show right next to us today. All right, let's just jump into it. Here we go. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Because my husband would have never done that. He would never knowingly done anything like that.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, poor guy.
Yeah.
Smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. And, of course, the Home Loans Radio Show. If you're refinancing, buying your first dream home, perhaps you want to get the process started and don't know where to start. Work with the man, the legend, the expert, the friend that you have right there at ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. And tune into the Home Loans Radio Show every single weekend. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with That Mortgage Guy Don.
It was 17 years ago, 2006. This band right here.
Weezer.
Weezer is right, and Weezer sued Miller Brewing Company 17 years ago today, 2006, for using the band's name without permission in ads they placed in not one, but 3 issues of Rolling Stone back in 2004.
Oh.
The balls. I love that they put 3 ads. They're like, if they didn't say anything about the first one.
Did they just use the name of the band?
I think they used their name and maybe a picture of it. I didn't.
Oh, a picture I can understand. I wonder if, like, just literally using the name of a band you can't do. Because
Weezer's favorite beer.
But Weezer is such a unique name. It's not like you can be like, all right, all you Weezers out there.
Oh, wait, let's say that you said on air, Sabrina, you go, I love Guinness beer. Guinness beer is my favorite beer.
Great beer.
If Guinness beer then did an advertisement, they said Sabrina Ambra's favorite beer, that would be illegal for them to do?
That might be a Mo question for sure.
Oh, I didn't know they couldn't do that.
Because it's a public figure, and then but you also get, endorsement stuff.
Yeah.
So I have no idea, but we will ponder upon it. I will tell you there's no pondering anymore. Folks who made a killing reselling tickets for, I don't know, Taylor Swift, Beyonce, even Messi. Guess what?
Yeah.
With the IRS, and not in trouble, but you owe them some money. You're going to have to pay up. New rules for the 1099K say that those that unloaded tickets for StubHub or Ticketmaster selling more than $600 worth of tickets, which I know from personal experience. Drake, for example, there was nothing less than $600. You are going to be required to put the earnings down as taxable income. 1099K form focuses on payments received from credit cards and debit cards, gift cards, and third-party payment networks and online marketplaces. So Ticketmaster is right under there, as well as StubHub. Resellers practically top dogs in the world for events this past year, but you could either look at it as sucks for you or kind of a little bit of a payback for everyone who had to spend thousands of dollars to see their favorite artists.
This must be the most violated tax law on the books because so many people do not report any kind of gains over $600 that they get like that. And it would be so hard to like track every single one of them.
What they will be reporting and have reported is a wellness check on this guy.
Britney Spears.
That is right.
Screws my head up every time I hear this.
Britney Spears recently posted a video where she was dancing with knives. Yeah. In the caption, she claimed they weren't real. It's very obvious that maybe they were because of the clinking sounds that you often find when putting two real knives together. Nevertheless, police did show up to check on Britney. They talked to her security, who said that she's fine and didn't want to talk to them, so they left. And wellness checked off the to-do list. Now, Britney Spears is asking that you please stop calling the cops on her. Can a girl just dance with knives these days?
This
Jesus.
must be
Leave her alone.
at least the second time that
If not the third. I know for sure it's the second time.
Reported on somebody watching her videos and then actually calling the police and the police coming out to Britney Spears' house.
And doing nothing because she's fine. But they say
also, it's not illegal for you to dance around with knives. She didn't do anything illegal. She's
Right.
crazy.
Now, she is saying that she rented the knives from a prop store while pleading with her worried fans to stop calling police. She says she realizes that she scared people with her video showing the dancing with the knives, but insists that they are fake. As she said before, they're from Hand Prop Shop in L.A., and driving the point home said, these are not real knives. No one needs to worry or call the police.
All right,
Cheers to us bad girls.
I have two quick questions. Number
Go for
one,
it.
do we know where Britney Spears is living? Does she live in Las Vegas or does she live in California?
In L.A., I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so she's living at a house in L.A. And does she ever leave the house or is she just like in that house all the time?
It seems like, based on what she's posting on her personal Instagram, is that she is just dancing in the living room.
Yeah, because on all the videos that I've seen, I've never seen her like out in public anywhere.
No paparazzi has really gotten any footage.
Well, maybe that's what's keeping her in too.
And just to wrap it up on the Britney update, because of all people to get himself in that circle of words, it's Bam Margera.
Oh boy.
Who is celebrating 1 month sober.
You did it.
He really did. And what better way to celebrate than
drink?
God, that would be bad.
Yeah.
How about a Britney Spears neck tattoo?
Is that what he did?
Oh, he did. I didn't send you a link. Maybe we can do a quick goog.
All right, let me bring
or
it up.
put it on See It Now. But just days after celebrating being 1 month sober, Bam Margera visited the First Hand Tattoo Shop in Pennsylvania, where he chose to get a new tattoo on his neck in honor of Britney Spears. And the
You
video
hear that,
posted,
kids? This is what Bam Margera does sober. All that hard work getting him sober really paid off.
It sure did.
This is the worst tattoo I've ever seen.
What does it say exactly?
It says Britney Spears, and then there's a heart, and it says, "Oops, they did it to me too." Smiley face.
All right.
We
That's the
sure about
tattoo.
this 1 month sober?
This is what he says. So if you haven't known, I've been through the ringer with the longest Florida shuffle, which means that if the interventionist knows that you have insurance money, they'll find reasons to keep you forever. So Britney Spears, oops, they did it to me too. I'm on your level. I feel your effing pain. And thus the neck tattoo is
all right, just for the history books here, the situation with Britney Spears is very different than the situation with Bam Margera.
Yeah, a little
Bam
bit.
Margera is like a raging alcoholic and drug addict who has brought himself all of the misery that he's facing right now. Britney Spears has other problems. It's not. I don't even know how much of that's to do with drugs, but he's definitely not comparable to her.
How about instead of calling the cops on Britney Spears, how about instead of getting a neck tattoo in honor of Britney Spears, if you really love a celebrity, why don't you leave prison and go to their house directly? Because that's exactly what happened to this gal.
Okay.
Miley Cyrus.
Oh, Miley
Cyrus is right. And now she's the latest celebrity to get a restraining order against a crazy man.
I like Miley Cyrus.
Me too, huge fan.
Used to not so much care for her, but I've come around on her.
She's fun. And my favorite clip that comes around on Instagram and TikTok is like, the one where she's talking very deep.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, this is exactly what you've got to do. And then they take movies from the 80s or any sort of other clip and compare it to. Have you guys seen it? Or is
No.
Crazy.
No clue what you're talking
But everything I hear about her recently, I like, and I think she's very talented. Like her music is usually very good.
I'm going to try to send it to you guys right now. But this is not about Miley Cyrus's deep voice. It's about her stalker who, after being released from prison, showed up to her actual house. The man is so obsessed with the singer, he popped up to her after he was released. The news out received legal documents regarding the restraining order that she just filed. He's been identified as 52-year-old named Alexander Kardashian, not to be confused with Kardashian.
Very close.
Miley alleges that the guy has sent several amounts of mail to her house dating back all the way to 2018. And the letters he would write, he would reportedly ask Miley for money, tell her all the freaky things he wants to do with her. She continues to claim that his obsessive behavior really got out of hand in 2022 when he popped up at her house 2 times and had to be escorted away. Then he went to prison in December, was locked up in San Quentin State Prison.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Until this past August when he got out again and then showed up a few days later to Miley's house. So
That's scary,
there you have
man.
it. Mama, I made it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Something along those lines. Oh, time to be a-flying. And just a warning to all the Reddit users. This band right here, their subreddit, there's moderators are losing their ever-loving minds right now.
Bare Naked Ladies.
Bare Naked Ladies is right. Do you want to take a guess as to why the moderators are having a hard time on that subreddit?
Because people are posting pictures of actual naked ladies.
That is right, C-Lane. You got a damn point. So the moderators are asking, please stop putting naked ladies on the Bare Naked Ladies subreddit. Considering the band's name, that's kind of obvious, but then it became a huge joke. He had to ban a user named prior_kick_1058 for this nonsense and continues to do so. Comments have been locked on a post. And I don't know if it's continuing, but stop posting naked ladies on Bare Naked Ladies, huh? On the Boob Tube 72nd annual Miss USA pageant, we have Secret Celebrity renovations, Real Time with Bill Maher's going to be back, Sunday Night Football, baby, and the 14th season premiere of Bob's Burgers. Follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. And most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. Is it Miss America or Miss, which one is it?
USA, my bad.
Miss USA?
Yeah, so they have like an actual cop that's going to be competing. It's like
somebody
Miss
who's currently
Congeniality.
a cop and is actually in the competition.
And they're like, she's not undercover, but it's the first time that Miss Congeniality comes to life.
Oh,
for some
they're going to
reason.
lean into that hard,
yes.
too. You know, she'll get like a lot of attention on that. All right, when we come back this week in Florida with Christopher Dolores
That's right,
Lane,
yep.
a.k.a. C-Lane, that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Dave Chappelle, It's a Celebration, coming to Amway Center November 2nd. Tickets available now at Ticketmaster.com. Plus, you can enter to win them at realradio.fm/contest.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. They specialize in one-of-a-kind custom-designed jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your weekend is off to a great start on this Friday. And right now, on the major highways and roads of Orlando, a pretty clear traffic flow. Of course, your usual delay eastbound on I-4 approaching State Road 535. No issues westbound, however. We're incident-free east and westbound on the 408 as well. North and south of the Turnpike is incident-free too. And no issues reported on the Greenway at this time. So thankfully, overall, a pretty smooth ride. Our Safe Touch Security traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
This is Lee Habib, the host of Our American Stories. This week, we'll have the astonishing redemption story of Bill Corum, an enforcer for the Kansas City underworld. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
This hour of Real Radio 104.1, sponsored by FloridaJobsNow.com, coming October 11th.
The annoying runny nose, the constant sneezing, the itchiness, and battle just to catch your breath. If you suffer from seasonal allergies, sinusitis, or nagging sinus congestion, there's a natural, easy-to-use solution that can help provide fast, drug-free relief. It's called Navage, and it uses powered suction to rinse your nasal passages in seconds. Millions of people use Navage daily to help provide relief from seasonal allergies and sinus congestion. Medications treat the symptoms, but Navage treats the problem at the source, flushing out the allergens and pollen trapped in your nose. Navage also helps wash out airborne bacteria, dust, dirt, and viruses quickly and painlessly, so you can get back to breathing clearly again. Say goodbye to sinus suffering and hello to better breathing with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Papa John's fans have the craziest things to say about our special garlic sauce. That they want to bathe in it, drink it, some even want to marry it. Come on. Now, inspired by all your love, we created our most epic pizza ever. The new Garlic Epic Stuffed Crust Pizza has that garlic flavor.
In it, on it, with it.
That's right. This pizza has that Papa John's garlicky goodness hand stuffed into that cheesy crust and then baked all over it. The new Garlic Epic Stuffed Crust Pizza, available for $13.99, only at Papa John's.
Official pizza of the Orlando Magic.
What key is tonight going to be played in? Well, that's entirely up to you and your spirit. Over here at Wild Turkey, we're opting for something that rings true and can reverberate for ages. A little 101. Wild Turkey 101 has been pleasing crowds for decades with its iconic rich flavor. Crafted with generations of know-how and the finest ingredients. Wild Turkey. Trust your spirit. Wild Turkey Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Copyright 2023, Campari America, New York, New York. Never compromise, drink responsibly.
Start your family on the path to better oral health with Quip electric toothbrushes. Each Quip toothbrush has a built-in 2-minute timer that pulses every 30 seconds to help you clean your mouth evenly. Plus, Quip is water resistant, runs for 3 months on a single charge, and starts at just $20. Begin a lifetime of good habits with the Quip electric toothbrush, accepted by the American Dental Association to help reduce plaque and gingivitis. Right now, get your first floss tip refill free at getquip.com/radio. That's getquip.com/radio.
Bowling for Soup's Lovin' the Sun Tour. Making a stop at the Hard Rock Live Orlando with special guest Lit, Friday, January 26th. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster and the Hard Rock Live box office. Bowling for Soup with Lit. Hard Rock Live Orlando.
Have you noticed your power bill is skyrocketing? The current cost of energy is the highest it's ever been, and it's probably going to just keep getting higher. Solar Source can change that for you. I recently took the plunge with Solar Source with my pool heater, and man, it's been a game changer. I love working with Solar Source. Solar Source has nearly 40 years in the business. They bring the power of the sun to over 6,000 Central Florida homes since 1984. Mine and my mom's and my sister's included. Solar Source makes it easy with a free estimate. Monster listeners, they have an online tool that lets you get your own solar estimate in just 30 seconds. No pressure, no salesman, just the facts. You can harness your own power and stop wasting thousands of dollars every year renting your electricity at higher and higher prices. Visit solarsource.com/monsters and see how easy it is to get your instant hassle-free quote. Solar Source, the most trusted name in solar. solarsource.com/monsters.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight
to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In Office Orlando. Riding season is here. Orlando Harley-Davidson has an action-packed events calendar and the largest new and pre-owned inventory in the state of Florida. From the highly sought-after ST lineup to the 2023 CVOs. Orlando Harley-Davidson has a huge selection of both new and used motorcycles. Make Orlando Harley-Davidson part of your Biketoberfest plans and join the fun at Hogtoberfest. Hogtoberfest coming October 19th through 22nd at Orlando Harley-Davidson. Visit OrlandoHarley.com for the full list of motorcycle inventory and event details.
O'Reilly. Get ultimate durability and extreme weather performance with Rain-X Advantage wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Purchase a pair of Rain-X Advantage wiper blades and save $10, plus get 2 times O Rewards points. Our professional parts people will even install your new wiper blades for free. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE. Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA storage event.
Hi, thanks.
Whether you're looking to get the kids' toys or your closet organized, we're here to help with advice and tons of savings through October 10.
Can you help me find all my lost socks?
We'll help you to organize them so you don't lose them at all.
Wow.
Visit us in store for lots of savings, plus home furnishing storage workshops and more the weekend of October 7th. Learn more at IKEA-USA.com/IKEA storage event. Offer valid 9/27 to 10/10 in the U.S. Discount applied proportionally across items purchased as shown on receipt. See store and IKEA-USA.com/IKEA storage event for complete terms. Exclusions apply.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Radio. 104.1.
This week in Florida, in just a moment, Sea-Lane's going to embarrass the Sunshine State, and we'll see how that goes. Don't forget, if you miss any of the show, you can always get the podcast over at the website, thenewsjunkie.com. Really easy for you to do. Just subscribe so you get the alert each day when Sea-Lane posts the podcast, and you can hang out with us every single time we're talking into these microphones here. All right, let's get into it. I forgot to ask him if he was ready. Are you ready, Sea-Lane? All right, we shall wait then.
All right, now I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Let's do This Week in Florida.
Giving you a recap of the most groan-worthy stories in the state.
It's This Week in Florida.
That is right. The weekend is here. That means it's time to take a trip around the Sunshine State and see some of the craziness that has gone on in the past 7 days or so. And I have terrible news. Terrible news.
Oh, boy.
Fun is canceled.
Oh, no.
No.
Guys, if you were planning on having any sort of fun, just stop right in the middle of your tracks.
Well, dang it. I was
Turn
gonna
around
do
and go home.
Next commercial break. Have fun.
No fun. Fun is outlawed now because in the Villages, a woman has been sentenced after yanking down her husband's shorts at a town square.
No way. Sentence.
Carrie Ann Graber, 53 of Bellevue, was arrested. This happened back in February 23rd on charges of disorderly conduct and resisting arrest at Spanish Springs Town Square.
So she pantsed him and she's going to jail for it?
Good old-fashioned pantsing is what the headline says.
Like
but
her husband pressed charges?
I'm not sure. I don't know if their husband has to press charges depending on who was there to see it. I think there was a little bit more because it says she was found passed out at about 11 p.m. that night on the sidewalk at the square, according to an arrest report from the Lady Lake Police Department. When officers arrived on the scene, she pulled herself onto a bench. A puddle was running from the bench onto the sidewalk.
Oh, pee-pee.
And her jeans were saturated. She said
boy.
She said she urinated on herself. The native New Yorker became belligerent and began using foul language towards the police. She was also pointing her finger at them. She staggered and struggled to walk. The husband arrived on the scene and attempted to take her home. However, she screamed obscenities and jumped in and out of the vehicle. When officers attempted to take her into custody, she struggled with them and then reached over and pantsed her husband.
After? I thought it was before.
You know, I don't blame her.
Not at all. You can have a good time.
She is in the middle of a very, very unfortunate, she's covered in her own urine, encounter with the police. She's definitely going to jail for being super wasted and passed out on the sidewalk. And now the husband's trying to help, and she just goes, no, I'll take it from here, and pulls his pants down. She served 12 days in jail before the husband bailed her out.
My God.
He let her sit in there for a bit. She appeared in Lake County Court, this past week and pled no contest in the case. She was sentenced to time served and had to pay some fees for the pantsing, but mostly the other stuff, I think. The second link I sent you, Sean, we know that Ron DeSantis, Governor DeSantis, Daddy, some call him, is going viral again for that weird smile. Have you seen this latest one?
No, I know the first one, but
It's the same exact one, but it's amazing that he did it again.
All right, let me see here.
Let's go.
Do we play the audio?
Yeah, play the audio.
Okay, here we go. Here he is.
Going to send it right back to them.
It was the same exact face. Like, it looks like he smelled a fart or something.
It's like very awkward, but they say he went viral yet again on Wednesday for pulling that awkward smile during the second 2024 Republican primary debate. The pain and awkward smiles previously went viral, and viewers of the second primary debate at California's Ronald Reagan Library on Wednesday were quick to capture the second instance of the weird smile.
I'm no fashionista here, but can I just toss this out there? Can we fire Ron DeSantis' tailor? He always looks like he's wearing his dad's suit.
Yes.
It's always like hanging off of him
with heels.
He's not fitted well in anything that he does. I don't know what it is. It's like a Fetterman look. When Fetterman puts on a suit, finally, you're like, what the hell?
Fetterman puts on a suit, got that hoodie.
It's always too big for him. Let's get a better tailor for the governor, for God's sake.
We talked about this a bunch last week, but it's coming up in This Week in Florida this week. A squatter was arrested after police found her eating a sandwich in the kitchen of a multi-million-dollar home she moved into while the owners were out of town on a trip.
Good for her.
Louisa Villa, 54 of Fort Myers, allegedly moved into the Bonita Springs home along with her dog while the owners were away. A maintenance worker found the woman when he went to check up on the house. He found a suitcase by the front door and heard a dog barking when he entered the home. The worker then immediately called the owners, who alerted the police. So I guess we talked to Moses about this. We've talked to Moses ad nauseum about how squatters get away with this stuff. But I guess you would have to assume that because she hadn't established any mail there or like changed any of the locks,
or maybe it's simply because she didn't say, nope, I have a lease, and I pulled out a fake lease, and she didn't, because you have to pull that move.
Well, she tried that. So the police came to the house.
Oh, she did. Okay, all right.
The police came to the house and they walked in and found her in the kitchen eating a sandwich. They put that in quotes for some weird reason, and wearing an Athleta dress that reportedly belonged to the owner. She told the police that she was the owner of the house, that she had just bought it. When she was asked to show proof of ownership, she provided officers with fake documents, 3 different pieces of paper with certificate of ownership, all which had the same notary stamp. None of the documents presented were an official deed or bill of sale, nor did any documents have the proper state seal on them.
So how do people that are dealing with squatters not have this kind of law enforcement reaction?
I don't know. This is like inconsistent with some of the other stuff we saw. This is how it should work, right?
Exactly.
Like a person gives you some fake ass documents and you go, get the hell out of here, and then you let the person whose house it is go back.
I hope that whoever made these fake ass documents got some money for them, because I don't believe there to be such thing as a certificate of ownership.
There's no deed?
Yeah, well, no, deed.
Well,
yes,
deed,
official deed, bill of sale, but she had a sealed, somehow notarized thing that said certificate of ownership. The police didn't find any signs of breaking and entering. It's unknown how she was able to get inside the house. In Volusia County, a man faces charge of grand theft and dealing in stolen property, but weirdly enough, not grave robbing. Maybe because the dead body that he stole the cell phone from was not in a grave. It was just washed up on shore.
Oh my God. What, he found a body washed up on a shore and he took a phone from it?
Yes. An Altamont Springs man, David Penna, 36 years old,
Florida.
was taken into custody Wednesday on accusations he stole a cell phone belonging to a man found dead earlier this year. Law enforcement found a body on the beach at Canaveral National Seashore near Kennedy Space Center on June 1st. They identified the person as Angel Farge of Orlando. An autopsy indicated that Farge had likely drowned and suffered a broken neck. The man's cousin later told investigators Farge planned to go to the beach. Farge's family was adamant that he always kept his iPhone 13 Pro Max with him at all times. According to reports, though, this affidavit states that Penna knew Farge from the dating app Grindr and was trying to get the items back to Farge, but he took the phone and sold it at an eco ATM, which is why the dealing in stolen property charge was added on. I've never used one of these things, but apparently it's just something you can go to and like sell electronics.
Oh, I never heard of that.
Never heard of that either.
Also, isn't it a little weird that his family was like, no, he definitely had his phone? Like, if something happened to Sabrina, we'd be like, no, she always has her iPhone on her.
For sure.
We wouldn't know that whether she would or wouldn't have had her phone. Or that's kind of a strange little piece of the puzzle.
I mean, it would be strange to find me without either my iPhone or my watch on. However, if I had drowned somewhere and washed up on shore, you'd think that there was a chance that it could have come loose, come out of there. But, the data from the sale at the Eco ATM, which is used to sell certain electronics for cash, indicated that Penna sold the phone for $120, which is not a lot of money for
it's not working. I mean,
that kind of iPhone.
It was in the ocean.
It didn't
aren't
say
they waterproof now? The iPhones are waterproof, right?
To a certain amount. Like, I don't think you can swim around with them for a couple days if you.
Oh, okay.
But who knows? I don't know. There's a new test on the books here for kids in school. It used to be the SAT. They still have that. And then the FCAT was the big one when I was in school. Try that. We have to prepare you for the FCAT. But, sometimes, making these new tests is the thing that you will remember a governor by. And, DeSantis is big on his education. So I think he says that the Classic Learning Test, or the CLT, there's nothing bad we could do with that name, will bring truth and beauty back into education. Or they say, will it do that, or is it fueling Ron DeSantis' extremist agenda? They'll find out. But the CLT, that's your new test.
Like,
that
we
everybody has
needed
to take.
another standardized test, for God's sake. Isn't that one of the problems, is that we just prepare the kids all year long for the stupid tests?
Absolutely.
And some schools don't really prepare you for that. They do the week before, and it's like, here's this pamphlet of what's going to be in there, but everything you've learned so far, not going to be.
No. My 10th grade English teacher's entire educational agenda was that we are preparing you for the FCAT.
Oh, wow.
Miss Davis. And,
rest in peace.
I mean, she might be alive. I don't know.
Maybe she's taking it out.
But, so the CLT, it says, it emphasizes a classical style of education where students study great works throughout Western civilization, including pieces by Plato, Shakespeare, and Voltaire.
All right.
It's been called the Christian-backed SAT, which they say isn't entirely correct, but we'll see. Just enough, more tests, and they'll find other times to do other school stuff.
Congrats, we fixed it all. Everything's good.
In Miramar, a man taunted police after climbing a rescue vehicle and refusing to get down. They said there were at least 10 police officers on the scene as this guy had climbed on top of this vehicle. Said he also appeared to be smoking something. He was taken into custody for mental health evaluation. You got to see this. This what's the first link I sent you?
Let me bring this up. Hang on.
Threads. This guy was spotted on it looks to be I-4 because that's right by Lazy Days RV. But this is how they decided to take home a nice big palm tree.
I love that.
By strapping it not to the top where there is an actual bike rack on this vehicle, but the side of the vehicle.
That's new. I haven't seen that method
before. How are they
before.
going to get out of the car?
On the left. You have to do it on the left, it seems. But I mean, it looks like it's holding
doing
its
the
own
job.
there.
I
It's
don't
doing
hate
the
it.
thing. So good for you, I-4 traveler, who now has a nice big palm tree. A 75-year-old man in Punta Gorda.
It's going to be old palm tree.
Michael Paul Wiersbicki Sr. was arrested. They say he didn't take anything while he was rummaging through a docked boat, but he did leave something. His poop. He left his poop there on the boat. He did a little poop on the boat.
Don't want that.
After being called to the scene of a reported burglary at the Lashley Park Marina on Sunday, officers said the victim told them an older man was caught on their boat's cameras rifling through their belongings. Police confirmed the victim's accusations by reviewing the provided footage. Boat owner also told police that the suspect pooped on the boat and dock during his burglary attempt and confirmed that. And then the suspect went over to an adjoining dock and just sat on a bench. So it was very easy for the police to find the mad pooper.
Jesus.
But while he was at the jail, officers say they received another call about a previous burglary of an unoccupied car a few blocks from the marina. And it was this guy again. It was the mad pooper. The described stolen items were in Wiersbicki's possession when he was arrested. The 75-year-old now facing 2 counts of unarmed burglary of an occupied conveyance.
I'm sorry, so I can't find the mad pooper.
75?
Yeah, 75 years old. And he's got a old man, 75-year-old mugshot for pooping on that boat. And last but not least, in this week in Florida, in Key Largo, a Hialeah man was in his birthday suit on his birthday at a resort in the Florida Keys. According to deputies, it was what he was accused of doing in the hot tub that landed him in hot water with the law. Authorities arrested Julio Daniel Rodriguez Copiel Monday on a warrant related to the incident. It says he was in the buff just before 7:25 a.m. in the hot tub at the Playa Resort and Spa when witnesses saw him expose and touch himself in view of a female employee. After a male employee confronted Rodriguez Copiel, he screamed, "It's my birthday today," and ran towards US 1 before driving back to Miami-Dade County. According to deputies, it was actually, in fact, the suspect's birthday. He turned 34 that day.
Good for him.
He was released from jail, and records don't yet indicate a future court date. It's his birthday. Let him wave it around.
Those hot tubs,
at
man.
7 in the morning in the hot tub.
And it's only because he got caught. Imagine everyone else who had the birthday and did exactly what he did.
I mean, imagine somebody who had a birthday and a partner to celebrate that birthday with.
Yeah, baby.
Doing that in the hot tub as well, but he got caught. And that's it for this week in Florida.
Thank you, C-Lane. Just moments ago, they pushed out a story, and it says, Las Vegas police arrest a man on suspicion of Tupac Shakur's 1996 murder.
Get out of here.
Surprising, right?
That's weird.
It's so long ago now. We're talking, 26 years or so? 27 years, I guess?
Is this related to anybody who has been accused of his death in the past?
I don't know. I mean, I know that the original story said that they had like a search warrant for a house in Vegas, and then they executed that search warrant, and it was related to the Tupac Shakur murder investigation. But now they've said they've actually arrested a man, which must mean that they have enough to charge him with something, you would guess. And that's surprising because that's a cold case, if there ever was a cold case. When you see Tupac Shakur's name back in the headlines, it's not something that I don't think anybody was expecting. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back and get into your dispatches. A lot of people are chiming in today, and I want to hear your voice as well. So let's do that. All you have to do is go over to thenewsjunkie.com, hit record on your first dispatch right now. Problems in Antarctica. What's happening? Oh, boy. You're not going to believe this, but it is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your weekend is off to a great start on this Friday. And right now, on the major highways and roads of Orlando, a pretty clear traffic flow. Of course, your usual delay eastbound on I-4 approaching State Road 535. No issues westbound, however. We're incident-free east and westbound on the 408 as well. North and south of the Turnpike is incident-free too. And no issues reported on the Greenway at this time. So thankfully, overall, a pretty smooth ride. Our Safe Touch Security traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by ePass.
With the time and money Pete saved with ePass, he's learning how to make bird calls. Which is good, because he needs practice. Getting ePass is time well saved. Visit getepass.com to get your free ePass toll sticker or 19-state uni. That's getepass.com.
Family owned and operated since 1969, Nations Trucks has earned their reputation as Central Florida's most trusted used truck dealer. So take your pick. Do it this weekend. Check out the largest selection of the highest quality, lowest price pre-owned trucks in all of Florida. I'm talking Ford, Chevy, Ram, GMC. Nations Trucks has got them all. Work trucks, lifted trucks, diesels, 4x4s. No payments until 2024 with approved credit. So what are you waiting for? It's time to get moving. Time to upgrade that driving situation, and time to do it at nationstrucks.com. Head down and see them in person in Sanford, 1792, just 1 mile south of Lake Mary Boulevard, and let them know C-Lane from the News Junkies sent you.
A Fifth Third Better means we put in 166.7%.
What does that mean?
Well, at Fifth Third Bank, our name equals 166.7%. So that's how hard we work. That means free checking, no hidden fees, and helping to protect your identity.
Explain it in baseball terms?
It's a home run.
Basketball terms?
It's a slam dunk.
Football.
Touchdown.
Highlight?
Buzzball.
Cricket.
Golden duck.
Wow. Guess that really is a Fifth Third Better.
That's what a Fifth Third Better means. This is banking a Fifth Third Better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Everyone could use a little help with their bills, especially these days. At Duke Energy, we're offering easy ways to help keep your energy bills more manageable. With programs that allow you to pay the same amount each month or pay in installments. Plus, special financial assistance from the Share the Light Fund for those facing hardships. We're Duke Energy, and we're here to help you. Paid for by
Your dentist recommends flossing your teeth once a day, but 70% of us ignore this advice because traditional flossing can be, well, a hassle. But Quip's rechargeable water flosser turns you into a flossing fanatic. With gentle and deep clean pressure modes, the Quip water flosser delivers feel-good flossing, and its clutter-free design includes a long-lasting charge and a 360-degree floss tip for hard-to-reach spots. Right now, get your first floss tip refill free at getquip.com/radio. That's getquip.com/radio.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Learn more at chase.com/business premier. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Account subject to credit approval. Restrictions and limitations apply. Cards are issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, NA member FDIC.
Russ Rollins here. What is Life Imaging FLA? Well, they save lives with FDA-approved state-of-the-art low-dose radiation scanners. They can easily detect heart disease and cancer before a patient shows any symptoms using only a fraction of the radiation of most CT scanners. I've had family members who have been touched by cancer, and I got to tell you, early detection saves lives, without a doubt. Traditional medicine, well, it's reactive. Nothing takes place medically until there's a problem. Life Imaging believes in proactive prevention. 1 out of 3 people will die from heart disease. 30 to 40% of the heart attacks, well, the first symptom is sudden death. Life Imaging FLA can help prevent that. While you're there, ask about their cancer screening. It's better to know now than before it's too late. Call Life Imaging FLA for your free heart scan with a few minimum requirements valued at $699. Call them now. From your cell phone, call pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250. Just say the keyword free heart scan and you'll be connected in seconds. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Hey, Sean Hannity here with a question. Who protects the troops that protect us? Now, home title theft is a real threat to every homeowner. Now, that's why I trust Home Title Lock. Now, imagine you're a deployed soldier and you have to learn, the legal document that proves you own your home. Yeah, it's been forged. Now some thief owns it. When you go to Home Title Lock, well, you sign up. You're also protecting your home's title, and when you do so, you'll donate a free year of service to a military member. HometitleLock.com/Sean.
It happens in a matter of seconds, but the aftermath can last a lifetime. Car crash, slip and fall. There's only one Mo you should call. The Mo you know. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Recovery from addiction can take many forms, and quite often, it's a team effort. For those in recovery, having support often leads to a better outcome. And for those supporting people in recovery, they celebrate every milestone. Here's to family, friends, loved ones, healthcare providers, and community groups who are essential to helping people find their path to recovery. If you or someone you know is experiencing addiction, visit cdc.gov/stop overdose to learn more about the various treatment options available.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
We'll get to your dispatches in just a moment. Join us on the show. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. You know, they haven't sent me the results of that investigation, like the internal affairs investigation from the sheriff's department, where I had this incident where I went to a bar and a bunch of these guys were absolute jackasses and behaved terribly and really were out of line, I thought. And so I talked about it on the air. The sheriff's office started an investigation. They had me come in and do, a whole interview for like an hour and a half talking about this, going over all the security footage. And I don't have it, even though they told me they were going to send it to me right away. But I guess it's out there. I guess the report is out there somewhere because I'm getting interview requests from the TV stations. And
oh, really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, and there was some other stuff that I heard, from other people saying like, hey, this is out there. But I don't have it yet. Take a look. I just texted the internal affairs officer, and we'll see if he responds.
What's up, bud?
Yeah, get that. I said like, hey, when this comes out, please let me know. Again, I never was trying to get these cops fired or anything. I don't think that's going to be the outcome of this. I only wanted to draw attention to it because they identified themselves as cops and they were behaving in the way that everybody who hates cops thinks all cops behave, right? It's like one of those things that go, Jesus, man, this is not how law enforcement officers should behave, shoving people around and just overall being jackasses. So I'll try to get that report and see what happened with it. Meanwhile, there's problems in Antarctica. If either of you, Sabrina or Celine, were given the opportunity to visit Antarctica, do you think that you would go, or is it like, ugh?
I mean, as far as like a vacation?
No, you
Just
can't
like
really.
for
You
the
just have to
content?
visit. Yeah. You just like you can go if you go to South America. There's some flights I think that go over, or maybe there might even be a boat that goes over, and you visit Antarctica. Basically, just to kind of put your feet on the ground.
I'd do it.
So you could say that you were there.
Basically,
and then,
putting your feet on the ice.
yeah, essentially, you go over there. Well, you go over there where there's like some seal populations and some penguins and stuff, and they show you that, and then you're out of there. But it's a very, very difficult environment, to say the very least. And if you missed it, I'll refer you to my interview that I did over on thenewsjunkie.com in the interview section with the guy who was at McMurdo, which is the big base in Antarctica. When I was talking to him, I don't know, for some reason I wanted to like interview somebody from all of the continents, and that's a hard one to check off. So I said, let's do this. And it was really interesting to hear how they are living their lives over there, but they have a big problem right now. And he must be involved because the guy I talked to was the sheriff, and the sheriff of McMurdo is technically the sheriff of all of Antarctica, the entirety of the continent. And so he would be in charge of all of that.
Could you imagine being the sheriff in of an entire continent?
Yeah, and there's obviously most of it's just emptiness, but it's still like you're the man in charge, you're the person in charge.
If someone gets murdered, like how long does it take to get from one end to the other? Like,
it's big. Antarctica is pretty big in size. I'm not sure.
Like they should have 2 sheriffs. At most.
One of the biggest problems that they have, and we'll go over it because of this story here in a moment, is if somebody does something bad, or if somebody has a medical emergency, you are not close to any of the things that you need. You're a long flight away from New Zealand, which is where they generally base out of. And this says, from Sunday, workers at the main United States base in Antarctica will no longer be able to walk into a bar and order a beer after the U.S. federal agencies that oversee this research program decided to stop serving alcohol in Antarctica.
I'm not going anymore.
McMurdo Station will not be going entirely dry. The National Science Foundation confirmed researchers and support staff will still be able to buy a weekly ration of alcohol from the station store.
What's a weekly ration?
But the policy shift could prove significant because the bars have been central to social life in the isolated environment.
So there are actually like bars in Antarctica.
Yes, yeah. They got everything. I mean,
do they
used
have
to
refrigerators, or are they just like?
No, they don't need them. They used to have a bowling alley there on the base. They have like all different places. They have a movie theater. They have a place where they do like dances and stuff.
Do they have high-speed internet?
No.
They just recently got higher speed internet.
No Uber Eats though.
No, they ain't getting any Uber Eats there at all. The changes come as concerns grow that sexual misconduct has been allowed to flourish at McMurdo. An investigation by the Associated Press last month uncovered a pattern of women who said their claims of harassment or assault were minimized by their employers, often leading to them or others being put in further danger. In some of the cases outlined by the Associated Press, alcohol played a role. But NSF told the AP changes involving alcohol were related to morale and welfare at the base and were not aimed at this sexual harassment issue, they said. So you could get alcohol-free drinks at the 2 main bars, which are one's called Southern Exposure and one's called Gallagher's. Those are the bars on Antarctica. They will still be able to bring in their own alcohol to drink at the bars, which, are you really changing anything? If the bartender can't serve drinks, but you could bring in your own alcohol, I guess that way they control how much of it is. A third venue, which also served alcohol, the Coffee House, will become entirely alcohol-free, but will now stay open for workers to visit any time of the day or night. A current alcohol ration allows Antarctic workers to buy up to the equivalent of 18 beers each week.
Wow.
Or 3 bottles of wine, or a 750 milliliter bottle of spirits. 750 milliliter bottle of spirits. Is that like a full-size bottle?
It's your standard.
Yeah.
It's like not the handle, but it's the... your standard size that you would see at the well of a bar.
So you could get 1 bottle of whiskey a week, and
Which
that
is not
you just
bad.
have to. No,
But
that's
I
not
feel
too
like
bad.
18 beers you can go through if you're having, maybe 2 people over.
750 is like the standard one that you would buy at a liquor store that's not the extra large.
Yeah, I wonder where they came up with 18 beers. Like, why did they land on exactly 18
Oh my gosh,
beers?
that's insane. I was just talking to a friend of ours that was on a cruise, and I was like, didn't you guys have a drink package? He goes, yeah, because he was talking about sneaking booze in. And I was like, who does that? Didn't you have a drink package? He goes, yeah. They cut you off at 16 drinks a day.
He needed more than that?
Yes.
What an animal.
He's like, I could crush that on the side of the pool easily. And then what do I have left?
Sour Patch Pete on Twitch says, you need that alcohol to stay warm. Come on. A lot of people chiming in on this. The last fan on YouTube says Viking cruises start at $12,000 to go to Antarctica. That's a little bit pricey for that. What do you think? Let us know. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com right there on the website, on your phone or your laptop or wherever you are. If you have a microphone, you can record your first dispatch right now.
They were supposed to have an Antarctic cruise. Like, I don't know if you actually were getting off the boat and, setting foot on land, but it was an Antarctic cruise with Jimmy Buffett. was supposed to go on there.
Oh, he's
Really?
dead now.
And like,
He definitely is.
I think he was gonna like play like a small show on the boat for the people going on the cruise, and then they like go and they learn about.
Why Jimmy Buffett? That's the least Jimmy Buffett place you could ever think of.
Watch your mouth.
It does seem like you would think of him in warmer climate.
I've decided one place that I want to go to next year with Courtney. I want to go on vacation. I want to go. I don't know why I'm being driven to this. I want to go see the Amazon River. I want to see.
So weird.
I want to see the Amazon River in
And then
person.
what? You do all that traveling and you see it for 10 minutes and you're like,
No.
all right, where's the nearest bar?
I mean, I'll go to like Brazil and we'll go do that stuff, but I want to see the Amazon River. I've seen the Mississippi River, and
They're very close.
I like that one. I thought it was good as far as rivers go.
You're going to be a river tourist now, Sean.
Don't you want to see stuff like that? Like, there's so much history about the Amazon River. You hear people talk about the Amazon River, and then, like, imagine, would you go your whole life and not see the pyramids or something? I want to see the pyramids, too.
The pyramids I can understand. Seeing a damn river, like, I get it. Like, what happened there, but you just go and see the river, and then what do you do after all that traveling?
Also, can you imagine, like, if you're at a dinner party or something, you go, one time I was paddling on the Amazon River.
And everyone will go, cool.
It sounds
and talk
cool.
about the latest TV show.
I think it sounds like a blast. I want to go to that. I want to go to the Pizza Hut where you can see the pyramids in Egypt. That's the one that I want. That's my journey right there. All right, when we come back, we'll get to a teenager that died while hunting in the most bizarre way. That plus jury duty coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
Russ, if Ryan gets a speedboat, the next day's headline is going to be this: Captain Corn Carney causes carnage at Causeway.
Ah, damn,
he did it.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
This is Clay Travis. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Macy's Backstage.
We have a new king of the NFC North, and it's the Detroit Lions. After a dominant win over the new-look Packers, the Lions look the part. They moved off an old Matt Stafford, got some picks, stayed patient. Now behind Jared Goff and lovable head coach Dan Campbell, Detroit should cruise, I believe, to their first division title in, can you believe it, 30 years. I'm Colin Coward.
What will you find at Macy's Backstage? Here's a hint. Fall finds for $25 and under, like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and more. Find the latest trends and new arrivals at a Macy's Backstage store near you.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA storage event.
Hi, thanks.
Whether you're looking to get the kids' toys or your closet organized, we're here to help with advice and tons of savings through October 10.
Can you help me find all my lost socks?
We'll help you to organize them so you don't lose them at all.
Wow.
Visit us in store for lots of savings, plus home furnishing storage workshops and more the weekend of October 7th. Learn more at IKEA-USA.com/IKEA storage event. Offer valid 9/27 to 10/10 in the U.S. Discount applied proportionally across items purchased as shown on receipt. See store and IKEA-USA.com/IKEA storage event for complete terms. Exclusions apply.
Sunset Walk presents the Best of Challenge Sandwich Edition, Saturday, September 30th at the Promenade. Join me and the cast of Real Radio 104.1's The Jim Colbert Show as we host the Best of Challenge. 10 venues competing to be crowned the best sandwich of Sunset Walk. Participants include BurgerFi, Yeoman's Top Golf, and Rockin' Brews. VIP tasting tickets on sale now at sunsetwalk.com. Spectators and parking always free. Plus, the band Switch, street performers, street market, and car show. It's the Best of Challenge Sandwich Edition, Saturday, September 30th at Sunset Walk.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
What key is tonight going to be played in? Well, that's entirely up to you and your spirit. Over here at Wild Turkey,
or opting for something that rings true and can reverberate for ages. A little 101. Wild Turkey 101 has been pleasing crowds for decades with its iconic rich flavor. Crafted with generations of know-how and the finest ingredients. Wild Turkey. Trust your spirit. Wild Turkey Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Copyright 2023 Campari America, New York, New York. Never compromise, drink responsibly.
It's hot. We all know that. Have you noticed your power bill is skyrocketing? The current cost of energy is the highest it's ever been, and it's probably going to just keep getting higher. Solar Source can change that for you. I recently took the plunge with Solar Source with my pool heater, and man, it's been a game changer. I love working with Solar Source. Solar Source has nearly 40 years in the business. They bring the power of the sun to over 6,000 Central Florida homes since 1984. Mine and my mom's and my sister's included. Solar Source makes it easy with a free estimate. Monster listeners, they have an online tool that lets you get your own solar estimate in just 30 seconds. No pressure, no salesman, just the facts. You can harness your own power and stop wasting thousands of dollars every year renting your electricity at higher and higher prices. Visit solarsource.com/monsters and see how easy it is to get your instant hassle-free quote. Solar Source, the most trusted name in solar. solarsource.com/monsters.
Attention, our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. It's only for the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. They give you up to a year and a half to travel, but you must be one of the first 50 to text MUSIC to 96551. Grab your phone and text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. That's MUSIC to 96551. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551 and get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. But you must be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. Text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to go on vacation to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-859-3220. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-859-3220. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-859-3220. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. For affordable term life, call 800-859-3220.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE. Dinovite. It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out. Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Shopping for new blinds? At Blindster, we offer over 50 different blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices, custom made for your windows, and shipping is free. Shop at home and order 10 free samples of any product before you buy. Blindster.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com.
Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Enjoy the Twitter experience without the musk. At Real Radio 1041 on Threads. Powered by Anajar Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Says we're going to talk about that a-hole kid who cut down that 200-year-old tree in Scotland. And yeah, I did see that. I saw the photo of the tree and everything that was chopped down. And that's one of those ones where you just go, Jesus, what is wrong with people? It brings me back to, didn't we have a very old tree that some meth head? Yeah, the senator. That's right. It's a very famous old tree. And somebody tried to burn it down.
I think it was a woman on meth.
Yeah. She was on drugs.
She wasn't trying. I don't believe she was trying to burn the tree down. I think she was just trying to do some meth. And I don't know if she started herself a fire to keep warm while she methed, or she methed and then dropped whatever was burning. Somehow she burned that old tree down.
Meth listeners, dispatch in, please.
This one says, absolutely horrendous. Famous tree at Hadrian's Wall in the UK cut down overnight. And somebody just obviously cut down this tree that I guess had been well known in the area.
That's so weird.
I don't know why people do this.
But it just I can't imagine being a crazy teen.
Yeah.
And all the things that you're going to do is go cut down a very famous tree, and you're like pranked.
And it's it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site and everything, so it's world renowned. And they said the tree had fallen sometime on Wednesday night. Police said they believed the felling of the tree was deliberate and arrested a teenage boy on suspicion of causing criminal damage. Like, what the hell? Why would you do that?
Arrest him.
And I don't want to follow on the heels of what I said before the break, where I said I want to visit the Amazon River, and you guys think I'm a weirdo. But whenever I see a big, giant, beautiful tree that you look at it and you know that thing has been there for so long. I don't know why, because at the end, who cares? But for some reason, I'm like, damn, there's so much history to that.
Sure.
It's so dumb that somebody just cut it down.
That's where I feel a little bit bad when you find a giant alligator. They hunt this massive marlin. Where it's it's very clear that animal has lived for a very long time, has made it this far, and all of a sudden it's just you're dead now, and it's not of natural causes.
If you go out and you're crab trapping, you're going to get some.
Tell me about it, dude.
You're out there crab trapping, and when you get the crabs and you bring the traps in, if they're too small, you have to throw them back.
Sure.
But I think maybe they could do it on the other side too, where it's really, really big, and this one's really, really old.
So long as they're not a nuisance, absolutely.
Let it live. Like those alligators that they bring in, where they go, "Oh, look, I caught this one. It's 15 feet." Those are over 100 years old sometimes. Right. That's pretty impressive. I wouldn't want to kill that thing. I just want to kill the ones in the middle.
It's lived long enough, I think.
Wow.
the ones in the middle could all die for all I care, but the other ones, oldest and youngest, let's save those. Meanwhile, the oldest and youngest in New York City are currently underwater. I'm not sure how much of this you guys have seen, but it is wild right now in the Bronx and other areas of Manhattan.
Where Jennifer LeBlanc is?
Right there. Yeah, that same spot, because they got some rains. And New York City is so terrible, so inept at dealing with rain. It gets a little rainy there, and it's oh, my God. Look at what it looks like. This is the Bronx.
Wow.
It's cars underwater. The streets are completely flooded.
That's wild. Oh, what are you doing over there?
Just picking up some stuff.
It's gross, but at least it's just leaves and not diapers.
Right.
All right. Look, the cars are stalling everywhere because of the water. This guy's pushing his damn car. It's really bad, and it doesn't take much for them. For a lot of other states.
Isn't it really cold over there right now? I mean, obviously not snow weather, but it must suck to have that much rain and it's 50 degrees.
Oh, yeah, it's uncomfortable if it's cooler. I know it's been cooler. There's been a lot of places that have cooled up in the last, 2 weeks or so. Even here, it's been nice. Oh, my God. There's a couple of days in this past week where we stepped outside. When the sun goes down, there's a little breeze blowing. Oh my God, I'm turning into a weird hippie or something.
I don't know what. I think you're getting older by the minute.
There's a breeze blowing.
I want to go to the Amazon River.
Come on, you guys don't like a good breeze on the Amazon? Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, sure.
I want that. I have things that I want to do. Okay. You know what else I want to do?
What?
I want to go to somewhere in
Joshua
Africa.
Tree.
and I want it to be raining, and I want to listen to Toto's Africa while in Africa while it's raining. That's a dream of mine that I would like to do.
Imagine that it doesn't rain for like 2 days and you're just sitting there
just
waiting.
I would love for Sean to show up in Africa, hoping to do all the things in Toto's Africa, and then for him to get out a map and realize that this song is so geographically incorrect.
It's so
they just needed the words to be able to rhyme
and lyrically impossible.
Just can't you imagine? Like you're sitting there, it's beautiful, it's raining, you're in Africa, in Toto's Africa.
Like gone on this tour, and he was like, I love Ireland. I don't know about Ireland.
Yeah.
My mom's side is from there. I know Dublin.
Are you guys going to do
Jameson.
any touristy stuff? Are you going to do like kissing the Blarney Stone?
What?
That's the thing that people do
I'm
when they
supposed
go.
to kiss a stone?
Yeah, and
After everyone's lips were on it?
That part is gross for sure, but also like to do it, you don't just go up to a stone and kiss it. You hold on, let me see if I can bring up a photo.
You have to lay down?
Kiss Blarney. Yeah.
Have to talk sweetly to it right before?
It's like it's dicey the way
Can't
you
wait
have
to
to
call
do
you in the
this.
morning, Stone.
You have to like lay on your back. Okay,
That's
here's
ridiculous.
This is somebody doing it here. You have to like lay on your back and scoot over
And almost fall?
and almost fall off.
Look
and
at
then
all
you,
these images, dude. That's so stupid.
You kiss the Blarney Stone. That's one of the
Okay.
things you got to do. And you got to go to like a pub and get a Guinness. I think
I
that
will
will
definitely
be.
do that. I know the Jameson tour is in the books, or at least going to be scheduled.
Oh, that'll be fun.
My mom's dad's family is from Limerick, so we're gonna go to that area and maybe find some distant cousins. I have no idea.
That's cool too. See, when I did the Ancestry.com thing, I went back and my family all comes from Ireland or France, like Canada. Canada, like as of 2 generations or 3 generations, and then both sides of the family, Canada 2 to 3 generations ago, and then France and Ireland. And I found like somebody that is related to. And an address that they lived at in France. And for some reason, I was like, oh, I want to go to that place. I want to visit that. And I was like, I don't know. What am I going to do? Knock on the door?
Hey, I'm your cousin.
Hey. And they'll be like, who the hell are you, guy? Get the hell out of here. We want to hear from you.
Not your guy, friend.
Not your buddy, Chief. When we come back, we're going to hear from you. You can send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. Our friend Radio Michael 7 says, I went to the Blarney Stone and said, F that. I ain't put my lips on there after all these people. Can you imagine how many? Oh, my God. Mo, 866-CALL-MO or go to justcallmo.com. You have your pick of many different attorneys out there that are on television or radio all the time. But what you deserve is somebody who's actually going to listen to you, hear out your story, and fight for you, not just try to settle as quickly as they can. It's in your best interest to do this. 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. In a moment, we'll get back to that teenager that died while hunting in the most bizarre way. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
3 general managers, 5 midday shows, and 1 corporate bankruptcy. Restructuring. Celebrating 30 years of Real Radio 104.1. Thanks for keeping the dream alive over 3 decades.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
What's happening? I hope your Friday is going great so far. And right now on the major highways and roads of Orlando, a couple of things going on you should know about. The first, both east and westbound lanes of Silver Star Road are closed at Mercy Drive due to a serious incident. And also an incident is reported that has the right lane blocked eastbound on Lee Road at I-4. Also, State Road 535 southbound at I-4, that on-ramp right lane is blocked. I-4 itself is clear, however, except your usual delay eastbound approaching State Road 535. Our Safe Touch security line is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black.
This report is sponsored by Tri-County Metals. Not sure which metal roofing panel is best for your project? Try Tri-County Metals' free panel selector tool on their website at tricountymetals.com. It will help you make your decision, and it's free and easy at tricountymetals.com.
This hour of Real Radio 104.1, sponsored by FloridaJobsNow.com, coming October 11th.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE, Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
90% of us don't brush long enough. Around half don't brush twice a day. And 75% brush with old, worn-out bristles. The Quip electric toothbrush fixes that. It has timed sonic vibrations that aren't like a jackhammer, a nifty cover for brushing on the go, and a wireless design that mounts to mirrors. We also deliver brush heads and supplies from $5. Choose an electric toothbrush accepted by the American Dental Association. Shop Quip from $25 and get your first refill free at getquip.com/star.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
Every day, you breathe in thousands of microscopic germs, allergens, and viruses. Don't let these invisible invaders make breathing through your nose impossible. Flush them out with Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril around the back of the nose and out the other nostril, helping flush out all the nasty things that make you miserable. Nearly 4 million people use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. People like Cindy, a verified Navage user who writes, "I've had such awful nasal congestion for the last couple of years. I bought Navage and OMG, I can breathe again. I love this thing. Goodbye, Neti Pot. Hello, Navage." End quote. If you suffer from sinus congestion, allergies, or snoring, then Navage is the safe, drug-free solution you've been looking for. Navage is at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and Navage.com. Navage. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
I'm Scott, the owner of Solid Fire Pits. When I began welding my custom-made fire pits for friends and family, I shared them on TikTok because I was just so proud of them. Check it out. That's beautiful. I posted every new fire pit design, and more people kept ordering, from 26 states and counting. Then on my birthday, I had my best sales ever. Now how can the universe beat that?
Solid Fire Pits is just one of the 5 million U.S. businesses that rely on TikTok every day. TikTok sparks business.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go: shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms: irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit NoTimeToWait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
When I'm on the move, there's only one move that works for me. So I'm going to Checkers. Slide me that $2.49 chicken bites and fries box. No matter where I go, I'm going to enjoy the crispy, juicy, perfectly seasoned all-white meat chicken bites. Plus a load of Checkers' famous seasoned fries, all for just $2.49. That's right, this box is always coming in clutch. Checkers is boxing up deals like you've never seen before. Whether I'm running on empty or stepping on the gas, I'm taking one for the road with Checkers. Get it delivered now.
No payments until 2024 with approved credit. Visit nationstrucks.com right now.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyounitus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Sabrina or C-Lane had a close call with lightning in your life? Have you ever had a moment where you felt like you almost got struck?
Absolutely. I mean, I definitely had a moment where my house was struck. The one
really?
I lived in. I mean, we were on the air, but it was like 5-6 years ago, and the lightning struck my house and took out every electronic on one side. So,
oh man,
TV was out, internet, like the router was gone, and like certain outlets could never be used again.
I think that's like common somehow. Like I thought, like any kind of person getting hit with lightning was very, 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 very rare. But I think people's houses getting hit, because my parents' house got hit, and by my pool area got hit one time, and it blew out some equipment over there. So, like, it seems like it's happened. Have you ever had a close call where you, like, almost got hit by lightning?
I don't feel like I've ever almost got hit. I felt like it's close, but I don't think I've ever been in a building that's gotten hit.
Yeah, it can happen. I mean, I'll tell you the story about this teenage girl in just a second.
There was one time where me and some friends were at, like, Islands of Adventure, and we were near the Dr. Doom ride, and the lightning was so close that, like, somebody that worked there said that they felt like a small shock.
Oh, wow.
But I don't think it hit the ride because the ride kept going.
Right.
Yeah. You know what happens to some people, actually? People will be sitting there when it's getting ready to storm, and their hair can start, like, static electricity, like standing on end.
And that's supposed to be like a sign that you're about to get hit by lightning.
Yeah, and a lot of times people are like, whoa, look how cool this is. And you're like, whoa, hey, buddy. That if your hair stands on end like that,
Lay
usually means
immediately
you're about to get hit. We had this situation with Courtney and I when we were walking Lady, and it wasn't even like dark and stormy. There was a storm nearby, but it wasn't like currently raining. And all of a sudden, crack! We heard, and maybe like
crack,
maybe 50 yards from us, the lightning hit the ground. And Courtney did what she does in any emergency. She throws Lady's leash and runs as fast as she can. Like, oh my God, it was scary
just
too.
Leaves Lady?
She just like she did when she saw the snake in the park that one time. She takes the thing she's holding with Lady's leash and she throws it. And she just goes and just runs as fast as she can.
Since Carl is only 5 pounds, like I take his leash, but then I lift him up and I kind of lasso him around, throw him on my back, and then run.
Yeah, Lady's that weird size where she's like not really big, but she's just like a little tiny bit too big to kind of pick up normally. And so she freaked out, but it was so close. And this has happened to a lot of people. And they said there was a teenage girl who was struck by lightning while hunting with her father.
Oh, yeah, this
in
is sad, man.
Florida. Bailey Holbrook was her name, 16 years old. And her father and her were both hit when lightning hit a tree. And her father lost consciousness, but later woke up to find his daughter in critical condition and not breathing. Ms. Holbrook was then rushed to the hospital where she died 2 days later, and her school and all of her schoolmates grieving over this. She was a varsity cheerleader, and they said she loved to hunt and be outdoors, and obviously everybody shaken up by this. I don't know if things have like somehow gotten worse or whatever, but the like afternoon thunderstorms that roll through are really aggressive.
I saw for the first time in a long time an alert for flood, like because of the latest storm.
Really?
Yeah, and so
the Ariel flood.
I'm sorry.
Ariel. I don't know how you actually say that.
Oh, this is the first time I'm hearing an Ariel flood, like under the sea style.
No,
Little Mermaid.
Areal.
Oh no, I did not. I just heard flood warning, and I'm like, all right, cool. I guess I'll see my trash can later, because last flood last year, it took my trash can all the way down the block, and I'm like, who stole it? I'm gonna have to write an email. And it was just nature. But what was like really, I don't know. It was very touching, because they covered it on the news over the weekend about this young woman dying because of lightning, and they had like a ceremony for her, and they were saying that they donated all her organs.
Oh, wow.
And as soon as that process is done, then they bring her home for burial, but all her friends are like, this is what she would have wanted. She's helping people.
Do you want the organs of somebody who was struck by lightning?
I feel
as
like
long as they're not
fresh,
messed up.
They're restarted, ready to go.
I feel like, if I shorted out that laptop, I don't think you want some of the stuff that's inside
Christ.
it.
You know, there's the local story, right?
Yeah, I think I understand what you're saying. You're saying if that much electrical voltage or whatever goes through your body, does it toast your organs? But
they would know that.
Yeah, they know what they're doing when they're donating these things. And yeah, I think it's a good thing to do, to give your organs after you die, and it does let you have some kind of impact after your death, but it's not for everybody. Not everybody's on board with it. Okay, let's go to this story real quick. A delivery driver who shot a YouTube prankster has been acquitted of the main charge against him. They said this guy was acting in self-defense when he shot Tanner Cook, a YouTuber, during a prank, and the jury agreed with him. I'm so surprised they even charged him with anything. It says a delivery driver who said he was acting in self-defense when he shot a YouTube prankster in a mall food court in April has been acquitted of the main charge against him. A jury on Thursday found Alan Cawley not guilty of the primary charge of aggravated malicious wounding.
Wow.
This guy, Tanner Cook, who runs the Classified Goons YouTube channel, and they were doing some stupid joke.
Yeah, real cool.
There was a joke next to...
Sorry, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
They were doing pranks right next to the Cheesecake Factory in this mall. It says the footage showed Cook holding his cell phone close to Cawley's face and repeatedly playing a phrase from Google Translate. AP reported that Cawley said stop on 3 different occasions and tried to move away from him before pulling out his gun and immediately shooting the YouTuber.
Jesus,
so, you know what this shows? The jury is in line with the American public. Nobody likes these YouTube prank people. Nobody cares
I don't
about
understand how YouTube is still allowing this. Like, the prank. Remember, pranks used to be defined, and I think for decades past, like put a whoopee cushion under someone's seat. Not it's like I'm going to pretend that I have a gun in your face.
Yeah.
And see what you do.
Harassment became a prank. It's like, whoa, hang on. Prank was supposed to be like something fun happens. Gotcha. All right, cool. Like, there's no high school senior prank where it's somebody like attacking another person, or at least I would hope there wasn't anything
crime,
like that.
but then they're calling a prank, and then that's okay, and it becomes another charge.
That does not make any sense to me at all. That seems really, really bad. All right, let's go over to you. Let's work in some dispatches on the show. You can join us if you like. All you have to do is go over to thenewsjunkie.com to record yours. Here's Buck Has Sexaton with a dispatch right here. Oh, hang on. That one's still coming in. Let me grab this
beep, boop,
so
beep,
we can
boop.
play his dispatch about the Golden Bachelor right here.
Hello, Sabrina, Sealand, and the big guy who talks a lot.
Hey!
So I watched The Golden Bachelor last night. Had no idea what to expect. Just with a bunch of old people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I realized that I know one of the women that's on there. His name is Faith Martin, and she was my radio broadcasting teacher last year.
What?
Oh, really?
I did some more digging about her to just see how she got on there. And it turns out she quit her class, or her radio broadcasting class, one day before classes were supposed to start. Just to go on The Golden Bachelor. It's kind of crazy, but I don't know. I thought that was cool.
All right, thank you.
Faith. I wonder if this was my teacher.
Well, I think all 3 of us are going to be watching this weekend, right?
Absolutely.
I'm
Without
hoping
a
for the
doubt.
best. I hope it's fun. I hope it gets real awkward. Let's go to Flip, who's talking about the Blarney Stone in Ireland. A couple people dispatched about that.
Yeah, the grossest thing about the Blarney Stone is if you talk to any of the locals, apparently to get out to the Blarney Stone, it's not super secure after hours, and because the locals hate tourists, that they will go out there and just urinate all over it. And
I'm not kissing that. No
they
way.
get the dumb tourists go in there and kiss it. Fantastic.
You know what you're not supposed to order when you're in Ireland, right? You know
the car bomb.
Yeah, the Irish car bomb's a no-go.
Is there another name, or they just don't even do it at all? Because I love a Guinness.
I was going to say, do you even drink Irish car bombs?
I do, especially on St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
I get the chug and have a shot at the same time, but do they even have them? Is there another name for it, or I just stay away from it altogether?
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever heard for it.
Irish people, help us, please.
Irish.
You also don't order a black and tan.
Why?
It's something about the British government.
There's a lot of rules, man. This just gave me anxiety about the trip.
You also never, ever, ever order a Jameson. They don't like it.
Yeah, right.
Nope, they don't like it.
No, that's not a thing.
Now you're being mean.
This says right in front of me, it says Irish car bomb or Irish slammer.
Okay.
Or Irish bomb shot or a Dublin drop, which is kind of fun.
I'm going to go with Dublin drop. For sure.
That sounds kind of cool.
I have a feeling Dublin drop is the thing that they came up with to sound less offensive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For example, a favorite of mine that we used to do shot-wise was the Mexican priest, or some people called it the dirty Mexican.
Yeah.
And there was some obvious pushback on the name, so they ended up calling it the baby Guinness because when poured correctly, it looks like a teeny tiny little Guinness.
Oh, okay. Well, see, I think it's a better name, actually.
Dublin drop.
Here's ThinkPad with the dispatch for us.
This is bad.
If you want my liver, go for it. But just please give me a new one, even when I'm dead, so nobody realizes why I'm probably dead. Thanks.
Whoa. Ha, ha, ha.
He's our friend. We like him.
Sweet
Good old
ThinkPad.
ThinkPad, yeah.
Not on my watch.
You got some fine-looking pee over here.
That's one of my favorite stories. Oh, God. And for those of you who don't know, our friend ThinkPad, one day there was I think it was a 4th of July party.
Him and I were living in the same apartment complex.
Yeah.
And I was walking next to him while, against the pool chairs, and somebody's back is to us.
Yeah.
And
he thought he knew the person.
1,000%. That was my friend. And therefore, he starts to scream, out loud. That's some fine-looking pee over here. Pee being a word we can't use on the radio.
Right. Yeah. And the timing was odd.
Stranger woman turns around like, what did you just say to me? Full-blown meltdown.
What a guy. Here's laying down the law with the dispatch for Sabrina.
Hey, News Junkies. Hey. Happy Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Well done.
Sabrina, if you kiss the Blarney Stone, it's supposed to bring you good luck. So, what the heck? Give it a kiss.
Yeah.
Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Irishman pee-pee.
Yeah, I wouldn't risk it for that.
Urine. No, thank you.
Once I heard about the urine, I was kind of turned off. But the rest of the thing, just like the fact that a bunch of other people kissed that thing, wasn't really bothering me.
Is it so good luck if I use a sanitizer wipe real quick and then
I think it would be the same, right? Yeah. If you could reach over there, if you could reach it to kiss it, you could reach it to clean it off a little bit.
Watch I fall down that whole thing.
Oh, they got some bars underneath there, but it still doesn't put me at ease. It still seems kind of a little precarious.
Right.
Here is, which one we're going to do? TX, talking about that Naked Attraction show or whatever.
Yo, News Junkie!
Hey!
What's up? Watching that show, Naked Attraction, Naked Attracted, or whatever it's called, on Max. And Sean, let me just tell you. For some reason now, just seeing all of those different...
Oh, okay.
What?
I thought he was going to say something
different.
He said different. I thought he was going to say, to see all of those and then...
varieties of naked people. I'm just walking around today, imagine everybody naked.
Yeah,
it's like I've seen every naked person in the world, and I was like, I've seen every body type. I can imagine every. Can I say penis?
Yep.
And vagina?
Yeah. You are so stinking cute. We thought you said the D word, and now you don't know if you can say penis and vagina.
He was being careful. I like that.
I really wanted you, after you paused it when you heard different, for you to hit play and to go, different types of...
Just drop it in it. All right, we'll be back with more of your dispatches. Plus, A woman who is getting into the rap world a little bit later than you might expect.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on with her? That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio on X.
Wait, is that right? Doesn't sound right.
Whatever. Find us at Real Radio on X.
Or, the old Twitter.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
What's happening? I hope your Friday is going great so far. And right now on the major highways and roads of Orlando, a couple of things going on you should know about. The first, both east and westbound lanes of Silver Star Road are closed at Mercy Drive due to a serious incident. And also an incident is reported that has the right lane blocked eastbound on Lee Road at I-4. Also, State Road 535 southbound at I-4, that on-ramp right lane is blocked. I-4 itself is clear, however, except your usual delay eastbound approaching State Road 535. Our Safe Touch security line is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black.
This report is sponsored by Boost Infinite.
Hey, if you're thinking of getting the latest iPhone, you need to stop and check out the insane, amazing wireless offer from Boost Infinite. To learn all about it, just pick up your phone, dial pound 250, and say Boost Infinite. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dialed text message from iHeartMedia.
Mortgage brokers are better. That's right, my friends. They do all of their loans through national wholesale lenders. It's still going to be your standard FHA, VA, or conventional loan, but mortgage brokers have access to dozens of wholesale banks that are competing for your business. And wholesale banks only loan through mortgage brokers like that mortgage guy, Don. And that mortgage guy, Don, is the best because he made the process of getting a quote or comparing the quote you already have super easy. You can see it immediately when you go to the website, thatmortgageguydon.com. It is chock full of information for you, guides on how to get pre-approved, reliable mortgage information, all the past episodes of the Home Loans Radio Show, and my favorite part, direct access to the man himself. If you have any question, he's going to answer it via live chat, email, Zoom call, or get your question answered live on the air on the Home Loans Radio Show by leaving him a shout out. But get the process started today with an expert and a friend that you can trust by going to thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com.
Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
It's one thing to suffer from allergies as an adult, but it's really tough on kids running around with sniffles or stuffy nose during recess or practice. Not to mention, it's hard to concentrate in school when you're not feeling well, and then you feel bad because you forgot to give them their allergy meds before they left. All of that can be a thing of the past thanks to Aspire Allergy and Sinus. They've helped thousands, including children, with their kid-friendly allergy testing and pain-free allergy drops. Schedule your appointment today while the kids are out of school. Go to AspireAllergy.com. That's AspireAllergy.com.
You know that expression, the grass is always greener on the other side? Well, with Massey Services, it's literally true. Why? Because Massey does what the others don't. Every lawn is unique. So Massey starts with a detailed analysis and then builds a customized plan to prevent and control weeds, diseases, and harmful pests. Then they aerate to ensure water and nutrients reach the roots of your lawn. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
90% of us don't brush long enough. Around half don't brush twice a day. And 75% brush with old, worn-out bristles. The Quip electric toothbrush fixes that. It has timed sonic vibrations that aren't like a jackhammer, a nifty cover for brushing on the go, and a wireless design that mounts to mirrors. We also deliver brush heads and supplies from $5. Choose an electric toothbrush accepted by the American Dental Association. Shop Quip from $25 and get your first refill free at getquip.com/star.
In life, some days are good, and some could be better. The same is true for recovery. Both take work, both take adjustments. Finding your path is a key part of your journey, and then it's all about walking it every day. Embrace the good days, the not-so-good days, and the challenges, and acknowledge how you overcame them. Be open to every part of the journey and welcome it. It's unique, and it's all part of you. Find the path to recovery that works for you. Learn more at cdc.gov/stopoverdose.
Riding season is here. Orlando Harley-Davidson has an action-packed events calendar and the largest new and pre-owned inventory in the state of Florida. From the highly sought-after ST lineup to the 2023 CVOs. Orlando Harley-Davidson has a huge selection of both new and used motorcycles. Make Orlando Harley-Davidson part of your Biketoberfest plans and join the fun at Hogtoberfest. Hogtoberfest coming October 19th through 22nd at Orlando Harley-Davidson. Visit OrlandoHarley.com for the full list of motorcycle inventory and event details.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, we have everything from tequila cocktails and an extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails served over ice balls. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails round out an adventurous drink menu second to none. And don't forget about our 29-degree man-sized drafts.
O'Reilly. Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Premium Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines to dissipate heat and friction and reduce wear. Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select filter for just $33.99. Limit supply. See store for details. Get Syntec only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go, shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
When the going gets tough, Ram trucks keep you going. Hurry in for great deals during Ram Power Days. Ram, built to serve. Now during Ram Power Days, current owners or lessees get $8,980 in total values on the 2023 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab. Don't miss this great offer. See your local Ram dealer today. Total values include combined cash allowance and $2,980 Bighorn Level B package value. Current vehicle must be registered at least 30 days prior to purchase. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 10/2/23.
iHeart Podcast Update. This week on your free iHeartRadio app. Unimaginable Season 2. Your host Mike sits down with the world's most important chief executives to answer your most pressing questions about leadership, career, and life. The Mark Moss Show, helping you navigate cryptocurrency, business, and financial markets, and more. Sharp Money. This show explores 2 unique approaches to betting, broadcasting, and life with VSIN fan favorites Patrick Meager and Amal Shaw. Hear these podcasts and more on your free iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
No payments until 2024 with approved credit. Visit nationstrucks.com right now.
Occupying this.
The numbers are in, and the second Republican presidential debate drew in a combined 9.5 million viewers, which is less than the first one, which was 13 million people who watched it, and 9.5 watching the second debate. Not a lot of fantastic options up on the stage or in the White House. Or, in line if the guy at the White House dies. Just not a lot of great options out there to begin with, but people are still tuning in at least to watch the action. I know that when Trump was involved in the debates, the ratings were huge, which he loves.
And it was an ass show, which is, I think, very reflective of the ratings.
And I think that that's why there's so many of these media outlets that secretly, or maybe even not so secretly, really want to see Trump involved in all of this stuff. Because at the end of the day, they care less about like what kind of impact this will have on our lives or the economy or whatever. And they care more about just generating ratings. And that brings in ratings, man. There's no doubt about it. There were some of those debates where there was way into the double-digit millions of people who were watching those.
Did you see what he did instead?
No. Instead of the debate last night or the debate this week?
Apparently, and I mean, this is to be completely confirmed, but what a lot of outlets are saying is that he went to Michigan and did a fake union rally.
All right.
Where it was supposed to be union members for Trump with the auto union members, but it was at a a manufacturer that's not part of the union, and then it was like 125 employees at that place, but there was 300 just people there, and a lot of them holding up signs that have nothing to do with the union.
It says at least 2 people holding signs saying union members for Trump and auto workers for Trump turned out to be neither. When Trump gave a speech in Michigan on Wednesday, seeking to capitalize on the United Auto Workers strike, at least 2 crowd members were holding up signs that said union members for Trump and auto workers for Trump, and it turned out to be neither. The Detroit News reported one individual in the crowd who held a sign that said union members for Trump acknowledged that she wasn't a member when approached by a reporter after the event.
Where'd you get the sign, girl?
They probably just handed them out. I think they do that sometimes at those events. They're like, here, grab one of these. And you just hold it up in the air.
Well, of course they do, because there have been events where they have the sign that's for the new slogan that gets revealed. Like when he tried to change from Make America Great Again to Keep America Great.
Keep America Great, I think. Right.
And everybody had Keep America Great signs. It was like, they didn't just make those.
Carter says on YouTube, the media was positioning it as a union event, but yeah, it was a non-union shop, he says. Santa Paws says, I don't want Trump involved. Last time they all started talking about health insurance and different ideas, then all of that was abandoned. All I see is everybody, and this is one of those things that gets highlighted every once in a while, and then everybody just forgets about it. But the fact that all of the prep for Ron DeSantis for the first debate got leaked online, it shows you everything you should know about this. There's absolutely nothing that is close to spontaneity in these debates. They are planning everything that they're going to say, all of the points that they're going to hit, all the insults that they're going to hurl, what nicknames they're going to call people.
Until they all start talking at the same time. In this last debate, or maybe the one before, that they try to lower down the volume of the microphones, and it still ended up being like a cluster F of everyone talking at the same time.
Right. Yeah. It's almost like every once in a while we'll see on what's it called? Like the
View.
On The Bachelorette, where it's like the men talk.
Women tell all.
Well, women tell all. And it's on The Bachelor, women tell all. And then when they get in there every once in a while, they'll all start going at each other at the same time and just get like,
nothing drives me more insane. And I think it's a lot to do with like our show and my training in radio. It's like you can't talk at the same time. And when I hear it, regardless of what's on TV and who's all talking, if it's all at the same time, it sends a shrill down my spine.
It's like makes you kind of malfunction in your brain when you hear somebody doing that. You're like, wait, I can't get any of this.
Raise your hands. Who get the talking stick, please?
I can't get any of this. I don't know if I could play this, so I'm probably not going to. But there is a woman who is shaking things up in England right now. And she's a retired teacher. Her name is Joy France, and she is one of the biggest names in underground battle raps right now. She is out there at 66 years old, and she's doing the battle rap circuit in Britain and Ireland. Maybe you could see her when you go out there. She rails at anybody who brushes her off as a gimmick, dissing them back and insisting her rightful place is in their face, as she puts it. Here's one of her raps. I'm going full-on grief. Going to make you forget all your beliefs.
Sean.
Gonna make you choke till you can't breathe. Gonna
Please
pull the
rap.
plug, put you to sleep, leave your family and friends bereaved. That's not bad. It's pretty good for a 66-year-old lady. They said,
try again.
Gonna chop you up and burn you to cinders, and you won't see me coming because I'm an old fat nanny ninja. That's,
all right.
One of the rhymes. Now we know. There she is. Beautiful Joy France.
Still grab that. I'll edit it during the weekend.
She's into the rap battle circuit now. Okay, what else do we need to do? Oh, let's work in a few dispatches just to get some idea of what you guys are thinking right now. Here's I'm Not a Hippie talk about Ireland. Here we go.
Hey, Sabrina, just a little note. When you go to Ireland, don't be alarmed, but you're going to hear the phrase, what's the crack? You're going to hear that a lot.
What's the crack?
They're not offering you drugs. That's their way of saying what's up or what's going on or what's happening.
What's the crack?
You will know how to respond.
All right.
Hippie out.
You
Is there
come
another
back
of
with
saying,
like a full-on like Irish accent? Start talking like them?
I don't know full on, but I feel like some words you'll like hear a little bit of a change. Because it's a whole week. I mean, it's happened to me in the past. So, mind you, this is my first time going to Ireland ever. So, but I could imagine that some of my words are going to be twisted a little bit. I just follow-up question, and then we'll hear it next week. When they say, what's the crack, is there another way of saying not much you?
Yeah. How do you respond to
Or
that?
what's the crack with you? Or not much crack.
Like here, somebody would go, "What's up?" and you go, "Not much. What's up with you?" So what's the response to what's the crack? You're
Let me
gonna
know.
have to have that.
We'll put a pin in that.
Because if you do, then you'll be like, "Damn, she's like a local.
She's a real Irish woman.
You got to say, just loving the crown.
All right.
Who wants a car bomb?
No. Here's Peanut talking about Asia.
Sean, I hope you like mosquitoes, spiders, bugs.
I don't
and
like
all kinds of
mosquitoes.
creepy crawls, because if you go to Asia, that's what you're going to find in that jungle, buddy. But they do sell like whole body nets that you can put on. Good luck there.
Why is he talking about Asia?
And the song makes it sound so sweet, just like you guys.
I said Africa.
That's it.
I talked about the Amazon River that I wanted to see.
But thank you for the advice, sir.
Yeah, thanks for the Asia info. I didn't really necessarily know I needed it, but maybe I did. We want to hear from you. Join in on the show today, and you can do that by going to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. Rod King says, like that time Sabrina came back with a Jamaican accent for 3 months.
What you talking about?
I don't remember that. That was fun going to Jamaica, though.
No, but if I go, like, if I'm with my extended family, I start talking like a little bit of Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe just like you'll hear it a little bit, and I come back and like, what do you mean? Because
it's easy
there,
to
inside
sink
of
into
me.
that.
Yeah.
Wait. By the way, this is what was going through my head that whole time.
I don't like mosquitoes.
I don't like them.
I don't like those mosquitoes.
I never did. Never did. Okay, when we come back, final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut.
Vagina.
Today I learn to wrap everything up for a Friday. That's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show. It's like a Viking funeral on the radio. The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
Hey everybody, Jamie King, Fox 35 Storm Center. This is your Fox 35 Storm Team weather forecast update for all of Central Florida. As we go through the remainder of the day today, expect warm highs in the mid-upper 80s. A mix of sun and clouds, so don't let your guard down. Rain chances remain fairly stout at least 50 to 60%. Scattered showers and storms for the afternoon. Rain chance before 11 o'clock tonight at 50%, lows down to 74. And on our Saturday, rain chance 60%, mainly for the PM, a warm high at 86. For Fox 35, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jamie King.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com, and I sell custom blinds designed for do-it-yourselfers. Unlike stock blinds offered at big box retailers, Blindster blinds are custom made for your windows and shipping is free. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Join Ryan Holmes from Monsters in the Morning this Friday in Mount Dora for a night of comedy featuring the man of 1,000 voices, Michael Winslow, and Jimmy J.J. Walker of Good Times. This Friday at 8 p.m. at the Mount Dora Music Hall. Tickets are available at mountdoramusichall.com.
What's up, y'all? It's Macklemore, and I am using my voice to support iHeart's National Recovery Month in partnership with Mobilize Recovery. Each year, thousands of people in recovery, family members, and allies participate with Mobilize Recovery, and you can too. Recovery is real. I'm living proof. Learn more at iHeartRecoveryMonth.com. iHeartRecoveryMonth.com.
The ability to overcome a history of opioid use disorder, or OUD, takes perseverance, commitment, and a helping hand. At Brayburn, we're dedicated to helping people living with OUD. We challenge the status quo, partnering with the community to create an environment where those living with OUD get the best possible care. We are collaborative, we are passionate, we are proud of our purpose. To learn more, visit BrayburnRx.com. That's BrayburnRx.com.
You know when you wake up and your mouth feels gross and you just can't wait to brush your teeth to get that clean, fresh feeling again? That's exactly how millions of Navage users feel when they use powered suction to rinse out their noses every day, just like brushing their teeth. Once you're able to breathe deeply without congestion, you never want to be without it. That's why so many people rave about Navage, with over 100,000 online reviews. Feel the Navage difference for yourself. In less than a minute a day, you'll feel immediate relief from seasonal allergies and congestion after the very first use. Navage will also help you sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier, naturally, without drugs. Start breathing clearly again with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
What key is tonight going to be played in? Well, that's entirely up to you and your spirit. Over here at Wild Turkey, we're opting for something that rings true and can reverberate for ages. A little 101. Wild Turkey 101 has been pleasing crowds for decades with its iconic rich flavor. Crafted with generations of know-how and the finest ingredients. Wild Turkey. Trust your spirit. Wild Turkey Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Copyright 2023, Campari America, New York, New York. Never compromise, drink responsibly.
Hey, Sean Hannity here with a question. Who protects the troops that protect us? Now, home title theft is a real threat to every homeowner. Now, that's why I trust Home Title Lock. Now, imagine you're a deployed soldier and you have to learn, the legal document that proves you own your home. Yeah, it's been forged. Now some thief owns it. When you go to Home Title Lock, you sign up. You're also protecting your home's title, and when you do so, you'll donate a free year of service to a military member. HometitleLock.com/Sean.
Riding season is here. Orlando Harley-Davidson has an action-packed events calendar and the largest new and pre-owned inventory in the state of Florida. From the highly sought-after ST lineup to the 2023 CVOs. Orlando Harley-Davidson has a huge selection of both new and used motorcycles. Make Orlando Harley-Davidson part of your Biketoberfest plans and join the fun at Hogtoberfest. Hogtoberfest coming October 19th through 22nd at Orlando Harley-Davidson. Visit OrlandoHarley.com for the full list of motorcycle inventory and event details.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
It's Ice Spice season. Dunkin' is entering the charts with a new hit, the Ice Spiced Munchkin Drinks. Frozen coffee blended with pumpkin munchkins plus caramel drizzle. Whipped cream and more caramel drizzle on top. Yes, please.
Are you experiencing tooth pain? Advanced Endodontics can help. With state-of-the-art care, experienced and compassionate staff, and 6 convenient locations throughout Central Florida, we make it easy to find the relief you need. We partner with well-known companies who offer great financing options, so you can achieve the smile of your dreams. And the best part is, no referrals are needed. Schedule your appointment today at IneedARootCanal.com. That's IneedARootCanal.com.
Do you have an idea for an invention or new product and don't know what to do next? Inventors. InventHelp can help you get started with your idea. Call 1-800-INVENTION or go to InventHelp.com to get your free inventor's information. They can help you try to patent your idea and submit it to companies. Get started with your idea today at InventHelp.com. InventHelp is the leading invention service company. With offices nationwide, they've been helping inventors since 1984. Inventors received more than 10,000 patents through their patent referral services. Don't wait to get started with your idea. For free information, contact your friends at InventHelp. Go to InventHelp.com or call 1-800-INVENTION. That's InventHelp.com or call 1-800-INVENTION. They help everyday inventors just like you. Additional services include invention websites, prototype models, technical drawings, and more. They keep your idea confidential and explain every step of their invention services. Remember, that's InventHelp.com. InventHelp.com.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Start saving on the road with the Valero Pay Plus app. Get fuel savings, snacks, swag, and more. Save every day, all day, only with the Valero Pay Plus app. Download the app to start saving right now.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassey's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
Radio. 104.1.
dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today we're going to wrap everything up for a Friday and sink us into the weekend, which I don't know about you, but I am ready for it. I am all about it.
Oh, yeah.
And I am glad that it's finally here. And we want
You gonna go see
to
some
thank
river,
you.
Sean?
I might. We went to where did we go? Was it not? Yeah, we went to Wekiva the other day. Which when we went there, I didn't know that a springs like area like that, they close it down sometimes when it's too full of people, and I didn't realize it was a thing. And we were there to go see the trails, and we're like, oh, let's go, walk and hang out and talk with each other and stuff. And we went. It probably took us to get inside and park an hour and a half. Just like waiting in this long line. And it was terribly busy that day. But no, I want to go see big rivers, right? I want to see these places in the world. I want to experience things. I want to, go to places
live
that
my life, man.
I want to go to places that blow my mind. That's what I want to do. Some places I don't want to go to and I'll never go to. And some places that I want to go really bad. Like, where I'd really like to visit in the short term?
Where?
I'd like to go to Hawaii. But that one is one of those ones where it's just so damn far.
It is a production to get to Hawaii.
It's like 5.5, 6 hours to the coast. Then you got to get on another flight. I think it's another like 7 hours or something like that to actually get out there. It's beautiful. And there's so many things I want to see. Another place I was thinking about, but I don't know if I would get there and there wouldn't be enough things to do. But a place that looks like beautiful as hell and looks like a cool place to visit is Iceland. I
heard it's gorgeous,
Reykjavik.
man.
Yeah, and like the black sand beaches, and they have all kinds of places like that you could visit and enjoy. Argaz on Twitch says, hey guys, quick question. How does one go about listening to secret shows on Discord when they do live shows? I'm a secret show member as well, but can't wait till Friday. On Thursdays at 7:30, that is streamed on the Discord stage. And if you go to my account on thenewsjunkie.com, you'll see where you can click a button and connect to the Discord so you get access to that. Should be easy. If you have any problems, as always, email me tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Okay, here goes nothing. Let's see what we got for our final dispatches here on this lovely Friday. Got more people talking about the what's the crack thing, but I don't want them to mislead you as to what you're supposed to say back to them.
It would be extremely embarrassing, so please.
Yeah, please be honest here. Don't make her look foolish or anything. What's the crack is what they say, but what do you say back to them in Ireland? Here's Stitch.
Hey guys, yeah, we use what's the crack to greet each other.
That's an
Just
Irish
means,
person.
Do you have any news? Is anything exciting happening? Same way you can be asked, any crack with you is just a nice wee way to greet someone back if they're asked that question. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
All right, so she's at any crack with you, but she didn't really say how you're supposed to respond.
Don't be like, oh, not much any crack with you.
Yeah, that's okay. That's good. You can
Also,
do it that way.
Please put a star by her name because I feel like more questions are going to pop up.
All right, there we go. You got the star, Stitch.
All right.
And we're going over to, let's see here. Here's Rammer with a dispatch.
Hey, News Junkie. This is my first dispatch, and this is about the part earlier in the broadcast with the lady that got injured at the Disney water park.
Oh, the Wedgie.
You should have saved that for a jury duty with Mr. Moses Stewart. I would have loved to hear what kind of legal grounds she has as far as that goes. I mean, is this like the first time this has ever happened to someone at a Disney water park? Or, is this just expected if you don't do the right thing?
I don't know. I'm not sure how many times something like this has happened. I've never heard it before where somebody went to a water park and because the water hit them with such force, it like went up into her body and
I'm
did
sure
damage.
it's happened before, but it's like too embarrassing to call
That's
for
true.
legal grounds.
Right. You wouldn't always want to be the person that had your name out there attached to that
Be
necessarily.
like, what's the crack with your crack?
I don't know that I am very interested in jumping on one of those slides at this point.
No.
It used to be wild. We used to go to Rapids was the water park that we had.
Love the Rapids.
Still open, I believe. That when I first started going there, they only had the yellow slides, which is like their main slides, and there was 4 of them, I think. And then they built, and now it's a big old water park with all kinds of stuff like the lazy river and all that. Which now that I'm an old man, that's the thing I'm most attracted to, the lazy river. Just like get in a tube and I don't know if you could drink there, but I want to be able to drink.
I've only been
like inside the river.
Inside the lazy river.
I know you can at some of the like hotels that have lazy rivers. Because
that's what I want to do.
I got a friend who like always stays at the same hotel, like the JW that has a lazy river, or maybe the Ritz. They're connected anyway. And he just likes. They have drinks there, but his thing is edibles. He's like, I'm just gonna eat some edibles, and float around in the lazy river. And he drinks too, so whatever.
That sounds kind of good. I don't mind that at all, actually. Let's do a couple more before we get into the stories that did make the cut. Here is Green Panda.
Hey guys, always loving the show.
Hey.
Just had a funny question to ask you, Sean. So if you knew you were going to get a liver, say you bought one and held it on ice, and you could drink as much as you want and just swap out that liver when yours fails, would you continue to do so? Not in a judgy way. So do you think most people would do the same thing if they had, I don't know,
backup organs?
You could do the same thing with weight loss. Would they go ahead and continue to eat and enjoy themselves? Because that's really what it is, enjoying yourself, and do damage to your body, but still have a way back. Just the way to throw out there. Anyway, have a great weekend, guys. Love you. See you.
Thank you, Green Panda. With the weight loss side of things, it's actually really difficult. And it's one of these things that I hate to hear. If you break through some barrier of weight, and the barrier of weight is pretty high, I would say it's probably like 400 pounds plus or something. But if you break through that barrier, you can be a warrior and start working out and start running every single day and start cutting your calories and start shedding those pounds and get down to your goal weight. But there's nothing you can do without surgery about all the excess skin that builds up. And so it's really kind of sad because I've seen a lot of people who are overweight like that and they go, well, why would I even bother? Because after I'm done, it's still going to look like this and it's not going to look good. And that sucks. I hate to see that, somebody's run into that.
I'm surprised it's like not a package deal. Like if you get gastric bypass, that once you lose that weight, that it's like, all right, it's time to do the tummy tuck.
I would say that I would be fine with this being a thing. And I don't know how many other tax-paying Americans are on board. But if they said, if you're over, let's say, 500 pounds, all right, and you go to a medical professional who checks you out and verifies that you're over 500 pounds and that you're going to get in shape. And that medical professional goes, a healthy weight for you would be 170 pounds. And you lose all of that weight. You work and work and work and work and work and work and put all that very, very hard work in to get down to your goal weight of 170 pounds. I would be fine with the taxpayer paying for the surgery to get rid of the excess skin. So it would maybe motivate people to do that. Because overall, if you get tons of people that are that big losing that much weight, that's going to be way better for our healthcare. The whole apparatus of our healthcare system in the United States is going to cost us a lot less.
Do you think if there was like a charity that did that for people, like a sort of like a Make-A-Wish for people who you lose the weight, and then we'll try and raise the money to cover your skin, whatever surgery you need to get rid of all the excess. Do you think that there would be people that would be more likely to donate to that because the recipients of the charity have worked for what they're getting, as opposed to other times it's just like handout?
Right. I would be for it. I think it sounds like a good idea. I don't know how everybody would feel about that. There's a big portion of America that's like, oh, just get up and get to working out and lose the weight. And I think this portion of people tends to not understand just how difficult it is to lose a significant amount of weight. These are probably people who did not ever have weight issues in their life, and they just look at all fat people as lazy, and they got themselves there, which to a certain extent they did. But I always think that when you see somebody who's lost a lot of weight, that is a lot of work that they put in, unless they're doing the Ozempic route and just taking the pills. Here is
That's
Anonymous.
a lot of money that they put in.
Anonymous has a dispatch for us.
Hey guys, so I know we were talking about dead bodies, and somebody chimed in about a friend working
lovely weekend convo.
With dead bodies. One of my best friends for years, that's what she did, was go pick up dead bodies, her and the crew that she was with. A lot of crazy stories I've heard, really gross, but the one that has stuck with me, this guy was dead for about 3 days.
All right.
And when they got there, his dog ate his face.
My God.
His face was
Happy
completely
weekend,
eaten
everybody.
By his
This is
dog.
what we're ending
exactly
on.
what we need.
The 3 days and the decomposition.
All right. That's a perfect note to end the week on. Why
Good
not?
God.
All right, let's do the stories that didn't make the cut. Brought to you by Nations Trucks. Love our friends over there, and you're going to love them too. Go to nationstrucks.com. Get the truck of your dreams. It's waiting for you right now. And the story that didn't make the cut is that brace yourself for Monday, because they said Taylor Swift is expected to attend the next NFL game for Travis Kelce. She's... So you know what we'll talk about on Monday? We'll have 8 billion more stories about that. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Friday, September 29th of 2023. Today I Learned sponsored by J. David Tax Law. Peace of mind is only a click or a phone call away. Today I learned this show right here.
Jetsons. Flintstones.
I
Love Lucy.
That's right. Today I learned I Love Lucy's TV show. Ricky Ricardo was one of the stars. His full name was Enrique Ricky Alberto Fernando Ricardo Idiacha the third. So quite a longer name if you say it that way. Today I learned that Galapagos means tortoise. Thus, the Galapagos tortoise means tortoise. The islands were named after the tortoises, and afterwards, the tortoises were named after the islands. So it's easy to get tripped up in that. Today I learned this show thing, whatever, right here.
Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes is right. Looney Tunes was created to promote Warner Brothers' music catalog in the 1930s. That's why it's got the tunes in it and not Toons, as opposed to the music, the cartoons. Now you see. This is what brought me to my thoughts earlier. Today I learned there are no bridges across the Amazon River. It is the longest river in the world in South America, but there is not a single bridge. Hey! This is interesting stuff. There's not a single bridge. And they have, on the Amazon, they have river dolphins. There's pink river dolphins that are there. I want to see one of those.
I do want to see that. Just take a picture of river dolphins for me, and I'll be good.
Let's get out of here. Here we go. Today we're in this band.
Bare Naked Ladies.
That's right. The Bare Naked Ladies song 1 week peaked at #1 of the Billboard charts, where it remained for exactly 1 week.
All right.
As you might imagine.
Love that.
There you go. We're bringing them back. The subreddit was the talk of the town earlier with all the actual naked ladies. And now you get this on the way out. Thanks so much for listening to us. We appreciate it. We'll be back on Monday. Same time, same place. If you're missing the show, get the podcast at thenewsjunkie.com. More great radio on the way. Keep it right here.